All right, there we go. We are up and running, boys. We're off. Welcome to episode 21 of the Across Your Bow podcast with me. I am, of course, your host here, Servant on my AK. With me this week is my man, ViirtualSenpai. Welcome back, ViirtualSenpai.
Yo, man, it's been a minute, Venom, but it's good to be back on the podcast.
What's it been, about 2 months?
No, but I'd say a month and a half. I'd say about a month and a half or so.
Something like that. I mean, the last time we talked for like 3 damn hours.
Yeah, man,
it was awesome.
It was a great chat, though. You got quality and quantity, right in the same thing, right?
Well,
best of both worlds.
There you go. A little bit of averageness goes a long way, I suppose. So what you been working on this week, man? I understand that you guys, we'll talk about this news-wise here, but you guys did the King of the Sea this week, what did you?
Yes, we did do King of the last couple of weeks. I personally did not cast because I had life catch up with me in the last couple of weeks, so I did do the Swiss stages. That was a lot of fun to cast, but it was not without controversy. So,
what happened now?
People just complaining about the Swiss pairings and how the groups ended up in the group stage, and there were accusations, but that's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right. Well, at least it wasn't like one particular clan that shall remain nameless that lost and then complained. Nothing like that this time.
Ooh, no, nothing like that. Just some comments made about how the seeding worked for the group stages. That was about it, though. Nothing really huge.
I mean, not everybody's going to be happy with anything. It's just like you got the big. It is March the 19th here, 2019. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, but March Madness is going, and they just did the brackets, and people are pissed off about those brackets, bro.
Oh yeah,
and so nobody's going to be happy with anything that happens.
Oh no, not at all.
Nothing at all.
No one's ever. You can't please everyone, right?
Well, I mean, I can't even please myself. So I mean, that's
Nice.
Always somebody. That's exactly right there. Somebody will always complain, and no matter how good it sounds or how good it looks, or somebody's gonna be like, it's not for me. Look at all right. So, Senpai, what you been working on this week, game wise?
I just recently got the Salem, so been working on that. Over the last few games that I've played with it, let me just pull up my total stats.
Go for it.
I've been actually doing very, very well in it. 19 games played, and I have a 95% win rate, averaging about 111k damage per game. Almost 2 frags per game as well.
Do you find that boat balanced?
I do find it quite balanced because the gimped radar kind of it's a late game pusher. You can't be as aggressive with it as a Des Moines, even though you do have the big heal. And you're forced to take defensive fire, which is kind of just one of those things where I kind of cringe a little bit. But otherwise, I do feel like it's quite a balanced boat, and I'm enjoying it. I was kind of holding off on it because I was like, you know what, I don't know if I really want it. My clanmates talked me into it, and since I do love playing my Des Moines, Salem gives me another chance to show off the purple a little bit.
Let me tell you something, man. I find the Salem probably the most balanced boat in the damn game right now, strictly for the radar. The Des Moines,
because of the short range, right?
The short range, you have to risk something. It's a risky play to run that radar. 8.5 kilometers. That's short. That's like tier 7 radar, and at tier 10, and that is exactly the way radar should be in this game. I feel.
I don't know if it should be like that. I do agree that you should have to risk something, but at the same time, with the radar balances that went live, I do feel like that was a step in the right direction.
I absolutely. Honestly, man, these radar changes that have come out, I'm not. They really didn't do much.
They did sort of. I mean, the only person that could shoot at you like right away is the person who activated it. Otherwise, that 6 seconds gives you. That's 6 seconds where you're not the main focus. You're not like the prettiest girl at the ball per se. Yeah, so I do think that it's definitely better than it was. Like definitely better than it was.
The question remains: did it change the way you played the game at all?
Well, personally, I haven't been playing DDs in a while, so I can't comment on that.
Fair enough. It hasn't changed the way I played at all. Honestly. It's kind of another one of those changes that's kind of like, it sucks, this is stupid, and really didn't impact too much.
Well, honestly, I don't think people would have to change their play style simply because it was such a minor change that kind of gave DDs a little more. It kind of let out the leash a little bit per se, so you can do more and get away with just a little bit more and be safe for those extra 6 seconds.
Which is fine. I mean, DD's been hammered, and they've been kind of getting some buffs lately. And are they needed buffs? I don't know. The Battleship AP buff that the DD's got kind of frustrates me. But in the end, has it changed the way I play? No. Do I like it? No. Is it going to change? No. Did it change the way I played? No. So is it worth bitching about? No. It just makes me feel better when I do.
Of course. But yeah, I've been working on Salem. I'm working on Alaska. I've just been kind of like trying to keep my high tier ships above 100,000 average damage. I've got my Salem, and I've actually been trying to keep my Wichita #1 North America. I'm currently the only Super Unicum with 40 games played in that boat.
That boat is fantastic. I've played a handful of games. I don't think I've got 10 games in it yet. But every time I play it, man, I just really enjoy it more and more. Like the Helene and the Boise. Every time I play them, and just good boats all around. A lot of people. I was kind of surprised when I heard this boat was coming out, and how people were reacting to it, and like, this boat's terrible. A lot of people don't like the Cleveland, which fine, fair enough. You don't have to like the Cleveland. And
No.
And I'm like, I don't like the Cleveland, but I like the Wichita. It doesn't make any sense to me. Same boat.
Now, there's a little thing that I would like to challenge people to try.
All right.
With the Wichita, here's what you do. Don't use take steering gears mod 3 in your 5th slot. Take propulsion mod 2 in your 4th. The usual aiming system 1. And then steering gears mod 1. But instead, for your 1st slot, take a spotting aircraft mod 1. Play the Eurobeat Des Moines build for the Wichita, and I guarantee you will see a lot of success.
So you play open water.
So incredibly. I play open water. I play behind islands. I don't play radar.
You know what's funny is that Cleveland, I usually hump islands in that thing. Same thing with the Worcester and the Des Moines. It's an island humper. It's a corner holder. You can hold a corner in a Des Moines. You can hold a corner in a Cleveland. I play the Salem open water too.
I mean,
I played long range.
Open water cruiser.
Yeah, dude, I play these things long range, and it seems to work out relatively well for me. Regardless if it's got a heel or not, it doesn't matter. It's a really awesome boat. And
fire breathers will always excel at long range.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's what they're designed for. I mean, at least the Japanese and the Germans and the French, they're all designed for long range play. And if you play some of these now, Wichita's not as maneuverable as some of these other boats, but it's not bad. It can hold its own.
I disagree. Actually, it's quite maneuverable. If you put
if you
double rudder shift that
Martel
thing,
or the other,
Well,
I mean, it's.
Here are the statistics for what I have on my Wichita right now.
Hit it up.
I only have one rudder shift module on it, and that's a 3.6 second rudder shift, and its max speed is 35.3. I don't think I have a speed flag on it. I do have a speed flag on it.
Wichita's max speed is 35? With a speed
35.
Flag?
Yes, with a speed flag.
Good too, especially for Americans.
And its concealment, if you like, for example, I throw my my John Doe on here, and its concealment goes straight up to, let's see, since I'm running a kiting build, I still get 10.5 concealment. It's a very, very mobile boat, and it's great. And
so what's the range on that? That you have this set up?
For the guns?
Yeah, give me the range. And I'll
It's 15.8, but with a spotter plane, add 20%.
All right, add 20% off that. So we're talking about 17, maybe 17 kilometers or something like that. 16 and change, 17.
And if you find a low island,
so you're sitting at about 14. You're sitting at about 14 to have plenty of time to start dodging when those people start shooting at you. You're sitting at about 14 kilometers, pretty much closest that you're going to get there.
Pretty much. But the thing is, though, that thing, it reminds me of a miniature legendary Des Moines, and I love
duck, dip, dive, and dodge, man. Throttle jockey and
slippery.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Sailing Robins Tokyo meme video on YouTube, but if you haven't, that's some great legendary game, Des Moines gameplay. Pretty memey. but it's pretty good.
It's memey, but I mean, it's all memey. The whole game's a big ass meme. Guys, we're hanging out with my man ViirtualSenpai right here. You guys can hit him up over on his Twitch, twitch.tv/ViirtualSenpai with 2 eyes. You guys can also hit him up on his Twitter at ViirtualSenpai. I'm, of course, Sir Venom IK. Thank you very much for joining us here for episode 21 of the Across Your Bow podcast. So tonight, let's go ahead and jump on into the news. Well, before we get to the news, what have I been working on? But just been playing games. Finally, had coming back from the USS Texas. I'm kind of short on time and just trying to get everything all set up. Started playing CVs last night. Played nothing but 4 hours and 20 minutes of CVs last night.
420, nice.
That's right. No, it was actually legit.
March Madness, right?
Not too much. I'm not a big basketball guy, but
just like madness in general, not basketball, but just madness. Everyone's busy.
Yeah, man, we've been busy. It's been nonstop for the past since December here in the channel. Just nonstop.
Ooh.
We got milestones happening though, Senpai. Milestones, bro. 5 years of being a streamer. 5 years of being a streamer coming up. 1 year of being a full-time partner this month.
That's crazy, man. I'm coming up on 2.5 right now.
We're doing
almost two full years.
We're doing
being affiliate.
Out of 5 years, man, we're doing our 50th 24-hour stream Friday.
Oh,
50.
That's
this is
spicy.
number 50. Not only that, but we're about 10. We're about, I don't know, 8 to 10 followers away from 11,000 followers, bro.
That's pretty crazy.
All these milestones are hitting. We're about 200 page views away from 900,000. I know you just hit a milestone for yourself, did you?
I just hit my first 100,000, man. That's crazy,
awesome, man. It's fucking awesome,
dude.
And it
like seeing that 6 digits means people are coming in to actually see it.
It means people are watching.
I love it,
and that's all. And that's all you want, man. People are watching. All right. So, guys, if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that we're about to talk about, or anything that you guys want to talk about at all, go ahead and at SirVenomIK here in the chat. If you guys are here at twitch.tv/SirVenomIK, if you guys are out on the YouTube, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Let's go ahead and jump on into the news. You ready for this, man?
Let's get on to the news. Let's get it.
All right. Naval battles. You guys have been playing? You've been playing these naval battles?
Yes, we have. DoubleO has been focused. Well, they came up at a weird time. So 007, Double Strike, has been working on. We were working on King of the Sea for the majority of the time, but we have been participating in naval battles. We've won some. We actually lost one against one of the try-hard Russian clans, but.
Yeah, we
didn't really. It wasn't really a big focus of ours because we were focusing on King of the Sea. We really want to make a good showing along with 07 main. So that's where kind of our focus was. We didn't really do very much. We actually lost our last naval battle contest versus PLPT, but it's not really a main focus.
We did a few clan battles. The first week we won. Second week we lost. Last week we had a CIS. This most recent one we missed by like 3 stars. I had a couple of stars that were like 1,500, 1,800, and they didn't count. It didn't count. It was the bug. It was the bug where I readied up and then hit the enable, and it didn't count for a couple of them. It took my attempt, but it didn't count it.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost out on a few attempts. We've also gone over and said, for the guys that aren't very good at the game or relatively new to the game, you guys are going to do all your shit on the first fucking day. That's what we told the clan. You go use all your attempts the first day. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to do any of my attempts the first day. I'm going to do them the second and third day.
Mm-hmm.
So the people are like, there's some of the boats out there that I play better than I play more average than some of the other guys, and some of the ones that I don't play, like the CVs. I mean, I got 1,500 in the CV. Tier 6. It was a fucking hell of a game.
Yeah.
But then that was eclipsed by our midway player. So, I mean, like he comes in the next game and I'm like, yeah, guys, check it out. I got 1,500 in a Ranger, blah blah blah, and he goes, yeah, fuck you, man. I got 1,800, and I was like, that's another star.
Hey, as long as it helps, right?
Yeah, but we missed this last one by 3 points. I don't really care. We only got one thing left to buy, and that's the last steel upgrade. That's it.
Oh
yeah. So anything, it's just something for the clans. I believe it's really fun to do these things, and there's a little bit of strategery here involved as well.
Like planning out like who's gonna play what, etc.,
Exactly.
etc.
What do you play the best there, Senpai?
I'm just all over with the cruisers, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I'm all over I'm all over the place. Period.
like I've been really enjoying like any of like American cruisers. I'm pretty good with. Like any kiting cruisers, Stalin Boy. If we need Bourgogne as well, a lot of
Right.
like the steel cruisers, I'm really good with steel battleships. I'm kind of like a Swiss Army knife, I'd like to say, because
Just a jack off of all trades over here.
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I'm pretty average all around.
Yeah, there you go. See, I mean, there's no reason to not be average, man. I'm telling you, there's no negativity toward being an average player. And if you do something really awesome, people are going to be like, "Hey, Senpai," and you're going to be like, "What, bro?" And you'll be like, "Hey, Senpai, man, that was a fucking fantastic game you just had." You're going to be like, "Yeah, that's awesome." Then what's going to happen?
And
if you don't do any good, you play like crap.
they're gonna be like, "Oh, all right." They're gonna be like, "All right, that's fine."
They're going to be like, "He's just an
it
average
happens.
guy. It's okay." So you get all the positives with none of the negatives, boys. What's the wrong with this?
Simple.
There ain't nothing wrong with this. So be average, my friends. All right. Enough self-promotion, I guess. That's why I go to Average Joe's. Average Joe Chips. Dodge, suck, dick, dive, and dodge. All right. Masquerados event. Come and gone. I know we talked about this last week, but did you enjoy the Masquerados event?
I personally could not participate because I was
Life.
I was
life was
busy.
happening.
Yeah, life was happening, and on the last day I was gonna play, but I just got violently sick with the stomach bug that's going around. Like I went to sleep. I went to sleep at like midnight. Woke up at about 2:30. My stomach, it feels like there's like a it's like WWE going on in my stomach. Randy Savage is like body slamming someone through the mat, and I'm sitting there for half an hour. Like, do I get up to go throw up, or do I just ride this out, try and fall asleep, and hope it goes away? It's 3 a.m.
The answer to that question
to the bathroom. I didn't fall asleep till like 8.
The answer to that question is go ahead and go try to get it out because you're going to be miserable until you do. So just go. Anyway, I'm not going to continue that because somebody might be like, "Oh, this guy's telling everybody to go throw up." We're not going to do that. I don't condone it, so don't do it on purpose unless you have to.
Yeah, remember, I was only doing this because I was sick and my body was telling me, "Hey, there's something bad in your stomach."
There you go. Next, the rank season numbers came out. Do you see these rank season numbers?
No, I haven't. Could you?
I got you. I got.
Perfect.
I got some information here for you. All right. 4.2% of people that played hit rank 1.
Wow. So I was part of that 4.2.
4.2%. This is over the global. This is global numbers. This isn't just NA. This is global numbers.
Ooh, okay.
So 4.2% of the entire population of the ships that played actually ranked out.
Alrighty.
All right. Get this number. 0.5% people were still at rank 2. At the end of the season, 0.5% of the people were at rank 2.
That's a killer right there. That's just you hear
I can't rank out,
Celine
man.
Dion.
Some people don't have time to play it, and I understand.
That's a tough one, man.
0.5, and that's not a lot of people. That's not a lot of people at all. I mean, I know some people who they hit 5 or whatever and they stall out. And let me go to the rest of these numbers real quick. 3.8% stopped at rank 5, and then 26.6% at rank 10. That was by far the highest number of people stopped at rank 10 because they, for one reason or another, they just felt like they could not go any further. They were physically unable to go any further. They were teamly unable to go any further, or maybe they were just mentally unable to go any further. I don't know.
Either way, man, ranked is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, ranked is a hell of a thing. I'm not going to go any lower because I didn't write down any of the lower numbers. But anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting. What do you think about that? Man, I feel bad for those guys that stopped at rank 2, man.
I mean, it necessarily you don't need to like at rank 2. Like I'm feeling those are all end of season grinders because if you're that close for rank 1 and you're mid season, there's no point in stopping. Like you got to push it.
My question is how many of those people grinded out multiple games? I mean, like how many games did it take you? It took me like 150 games. It was like
it took me about 102.
That's
I was
awesome.
2.3 at 96 games, and it took me an entire day to rank out because I just kept flopping back and forth.
Dude, I felt so relieved, man. Like, I was talking with our boy Meejesh. You know Meejesh.
Oh yeah, he did it
Everybody,
on 3 accounts, didn't he?
I think he did. I don't remember how his how his rank out went. I mean, we talked about it, but anyway, he was in here in the chat while I was playing, and I was playing the Jutland, and I was playing the Kitakaze, and I was really struggling with the Jutland. Don't know why. I was really struggling with it. And I started playing the Kitakaze, and he was like, dude, you just need to stick with one boat because you're jumping back around and you're losing your feel for the boats. You know, I mean, you're used to playing the Kitakaze, just stick with that one. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't really feel like I could control the game very well with the Kitakaze. And I don't know about you, but I play mainly DDs when it comes to rank season because of the fact
I'm all over the place.
yeah, and I've been in, like, I've seen you play Battleship, I've seen you play Cruiser, I've seen you play DD, you know, whatever you think you can that you can do.
Like what I usually do is the first couple games, I'll look at the meta and be like, okay, there's different groups in this bracket. What are they majorly playing? If it's like a Battleship heavy meta, I'll either play HE spamming Cruiser, or I'll play something like the Jutland, which is a nice like in between. It can still spam HE. It's got incredible AP. It's got Hydro. It doesn't have a speed boost, which is kind of negligible. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But the Jutland was very powerful, and if
Jutland,
things weren't going well, I would fall back on the Jutland or the Kronstadt.
all right. So moving on with this this little section here from me, Jaysha. Finally, after I was there's this section of time during ranked seasons where I just absolutely go fucking pure salty insane in the head guy.
All right, yeah.
And it's not has to do anything with my teams. It has something to do with me being a moron and I'm failing, like making really stupid decisions. And when I make these stupid decisions, it pisses me off because I'm smarter than that.
Like it's just kind of like it's almost mid-season burnout, right? Like you feel like you know you should be doing better, and then it just slowly starts snowballing, and it just turns into a bad time.
Turns into
I
a bad
totally
time.
it happens a lot. Like in my earlier ranked seasons, I would get really pissed off and frustrated because it's just things like I'm making stupid mistakes, but the one mistake I make is I keep pushing through it. I realized that maybe when I lose 2-3 games in a row, or if I lose X amount of stars, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get up for about an hour or so. I'm going to step away. I'm gonna go outside, do whatever. Maybe I'll go play some Call of Duty or something just to get my mind off the competitive mindset. Come back and then come back in. Like that stuff is it's the salt is the end of you. It's a double-edged sword. You can either like it feels good.
It's a fucking
Like
quagmire,
salting.
dude. It's a fucking quicksand. It's a quicksand of just nothing but pure salt, and you keep sinking deep into it. And the deeper you do it, the more salty you are, the more you try to make things happen and to get out of it, and the more you sink in there, the more you struggle. It is a quagmire of salt. Rank season can be, and it's not. And you know, hitting torps when you have hydro and that's not up. You know, stuff like that. I'm like, God, you have hydro, you moron. Why aren't you paying attention? And it's just lack of that. But finally, I decided, I was like, you know what, man? I ranked out in the 52 to Z52, the first tier 10 rank season they had. I was like, you know what? Z46 doesn't play too much different than that. It's a little bit shorter on the hydro. Let me try this, dude. I had a 65% win rate out of 75 games, something like that I played in the 46. Ended up ranking out in the 46, and people were like, hey, man, you should play the Jutland. And I'm like, dude, I just won like 10 games in a fucking row. Why would I want to stop playing this boat to go play the Jutland that I've been struggling with, you know? I did have a 32% win rate that rank season in a Jutland, man.
And like that's what I kind of like. I understand where the people were saying like just play this because it's meta, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you should play something you're comfortable in. Like I actually played Musashi a lot because of the overmatch mechanics. There was actually one point where I was playing and in flanking Musashi, and I actually got into a bow fight with a Missouri and a Yugumo. I ended up Barbette citadeling the Missouri, and
Nice.
dev striking the Yugumo all below a quarter HP.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. The Musashi on DDs is dumb.
It's incredible. It ruins people.
It absolutely slaughters. Anyway, moving forward, the last day of ranked season for me, I won 7 games in a row. Started up the show, won 7 games in a row, and ranked out. That was it. There was no up and down. The last day, we just clicked.
Easy clap.
I had one game where I actually got carried. The rest of the time, I was alive till the end. So overall,
Nice.
it was a good fucking ranked season. I really like the arms race version of it. But anyway, we're getting off the subject here. Most popular ships played. Any guesses?
I do want to say Jutland was definitely.
All right. All right. That's Battleship.
Stat, Musashi. I don't want to say there were too many.
Battleship, Cruiser, and DD. Give it to me.
Let's see. Battleship, Musashi, DD Jutland, and the Cruiser. The Cruiser. I want to say either Seattle or Kronstadt. You know what? We'll go with Seattle because I saw a lot of those.
All right. Most popular ships. Battleship, Musashi. You're correct. 198,503 games played. 200,000 games in the Musashi.
Can't avoid the overmatch, man. It's too good to pass up.
All right. Destroyer, 167,432 games played. Kitakaze.
Kitakaze was most played.
Kitakaze is most played.
Well, yeah, I can see because it's a DBM monster. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people like to see that and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. 71,888 games. Buffalo for the number one cruiser game played.
I didn't actually see that many Buffaloes while I was playing ranked. That's an oddity.
When I did see them, they're strong. I mean, they're strong as shit. That AP, that heavy AP of the 203s, man, fucking fantastic.
I one-shotted a couple of them, so I guess maybe that's why.
Maybe.
They were mostly on the receiving end.
How'd you guys doing? But anyway, the top guy to rank out, I don't know who it is, but it took him 2 days to rank out.
I don't think it was Dastard this time.
2 days. It doesn't say. It didn't give any more information past 2 days of ranking out. So I'm assuming because we remember the first tier 10 ranked season, and homie ranked out in the Yamato in like a day and a half, something like that. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's just oof.
It's insane. It's insane what some of these people do, and the fact that they're actually finding fucking games at that first early section, getting up to rank 5 that quick.
It's nuts.
These are like the top tier players, man. You know, like I'm not a top tier player. I mean, I'm a 3rd or 4th string player, I guess, comparatively to the rest of the guys. I see the patterns. I see the patterns in this in the ranked seasons. I don't know. Maybe you can see some of these patterns as well. Let me know what you think. I see the top two tiers of players, they play against each other, and then the second and third tier players they're stuck at 10-5, and then you got the now hang on, you got the 4th and 5th tier players stuck at 11-15. When those top tier players go ahead and rank out, that moves up to third ranked players fighting the second place players at rank 5. 5 rolls up to 3, and then 5 rolls up to fight against number 4. 4 rolls up to 3, and so on down the line. And this is the way my ranked season is gone. Once I start seeing these people ranking out that are better than I am, I know that my turn is coming up next. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like law of averages. Like, you got all the people who have been who are part of those Hurricane and Typhoon clans who are great at farming damage, great at getting their damage, playing objectively, but early season, it's all about how much damage you can do and being selfish. Once the mid-season hits, it's more, okay, you know what? All the damage farmers are gone. Let's try and change the meta into more team-based meta. And then that kind of happens for a little bit, then it goes back into damage farming. And then at the end of the season, it's just win by any means necessary.
Yeah, it's you get closer. By the time I start ranking out, man, I'm usually playing really fucking good. I don't know about you. I mean, like I know that last 2 days that I played, dude, I played like a motherfucker. I played so good, and you know me, Senpai. I'm not one to toot my own horn here when it comes to games, But I was on, and I didn't know those 2 weeks after rank season over, you're like on fire when you go back to randoms.
Yeah, and you feel it too. You feel it.
Yeah,
and you're just like, yeah, like this is what I like. You go in and you get those big kill, big damage games. Like it's nuts, and you realize like where the hell did this come from? And it's like,
why can't I do this all the time?
Like I guess ranked kind of makes you think more critically and tactically, which is a good thing, and I love seeing that from the player base.
I think it goes a little bit simpler than that, Senpai. The answer is you slow the fuck down.
Because everyone wants to get those games going. They want to go, but
you slow the fuck down and you pay attention. You take it easy. You're paying attention to the map because you've been doing it. And your senses are heightened. You're paying attention to things that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. And you fucking rock and roll over some fucking randos that are like, hey man, look at this. Look at my first tier 10 game. Oh my God, where'd this guy come from? Here's 92 torpedoes. 800,000 damage. 8 kills.
Like one of my first games back today, it was actually kind of one of those things because I hadn't played ships in a couple days. I've been playing Hearts of Iron, just kind of take my mind off things, kind of just relax. But what happened was I rolled into a game. I was playing a Flint with Citizen Soldier. Good guy, by the way. Good clanmate. You should bring him on. You should bring him on more. He said that's a shameless plug, by the way. But anyways, came in. And
him and his kid, right?
Yeah. But came into this game playing a Flint. We lost the game, but we sank 8 of their ships. 7 of those kills belonged to me. By the time we had 5 ships killed, I had a Kraken. I had killed every single ship.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. We had a game like that last night. My man, Mr. Swole PT had 5 kills. I had 1. And the other guy that we were playing with had 2. We had 8 fucking kills, and we lost. Not only did we have 8 kills, but we had 1,500 experience. All 3 of us. Nobody else had 1,000 on our team.
It's the worst, man. Like I've been noticing.
A terrible feeling. I mean, like we played like bats out of fucking hell. The very next game we go in there, I think we had 2 kills between our division, but we stomped the shit out of them.
Yeah, you farm the damage. It's just like, okay, well, I've got damage, but now what else is happening? But it's just I've been noticing that a lot more lately. I've been talking with people in chat, and there's a lot more landslides lately, and it's just increasing.
It's getting to the point where most of the games are won or lost instantaneously. I mean, we had a game last night. We lost 3 boats in the first minute and a half.
Oh, God.
One of them was a detonation. Fair enough. I mean, that happens. Fair enough. That happens. Second guy sitting broadside gets depth struck, and the third guy, well, he ate some torpedoes going in as he was a destroyer. There's sometimes they're just games that you can't win, and sometimes those games get out of hand extremely fast, and you never have a chance in the game. And that's the frustrating part about some of this shit. Like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and switch over. Let's flip that switch into survival mode and do what we can. This is where you see those 8 kill games from your division because you guys are working together, trying to make these things happen, and you end up having to do way more than you should. And all you need is 1 or 2 more people from your team to actually do a fucking thing, and they won't do it. And they won't show up. They won't perform.
And people like making fun of people who division, and it's like it's like you're stat padding, you're padding your win rate when you play. It's like no, we're actually playing to like actually win games. Like there's no shame in playing with friends. Like,
and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it every fucking day if I have to. You hurt yourself if you're not playing in a division. You hurt your chances to win.
You're actively don't play a division. It's an active detriment. Yeah.
Think about it, guys. Think about it. Would you rather rely on 9 people and 2 other guys in your headset, or would you rather on 11 people with nobody talking to each other? Think about it. I want to rely on those 9 morons instead of the 11 morons because I know I got 2 solid players with me. You hurt your chances. I can't play this game solo, Senpai.
Same here,
it's
man.
very
Like,
hard. I know. With us being community contributors, we have to play some solo games, to do these test ships because we got to have at least 50% of our games in test ships as solo.
Oh yeah,
God, it's the worst. Those solo games drive me nuts.
Like solo, I've played 3,200 games solo, and I have a 56% win rate. Yeah. But if you go over to my 3-man division win rate, like I played 4,000 games in 3-man divisions.
Right.
I've got almost a 70%.
Dude, overall, I'm at a 60% plus change. I have maybe 1,000 games solo out of 15,000 that I've played. I do not play this game. Yeah, I do not play this game by myself. I hate playing by myself. I would much rather play with other dudes. And the more dudes that I can play with, the better.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right, moving on to clan battles. Did you guys fuck with clan battles this year?
Are you talking about the recent
the most recent
the experiment?
The last one.
The last big season.
The last full season, not the test season. But we could talk about the test season if you want to.
We did play the last season of clan battles, and
we've got the numbers.
We actually placed in Hurricane, so we were happy about that. It was a very, very tough season. I was actually calling for our Bravo squad. So like people who will we had an Alpha squad and a Bravo squad. I was calling for our Bravo squad because I had the experience, and I was basically training people who had I guess lower stats to utilize their ships better. In Clan Wars, Timmy G. What do you mean about Timmy? Timmy G is with us now in DoubleO, so hopefully we'll be playing Clan Wars with him in the coming season.
Timmy G is such a smart son of a bitch in this game.
Dude, Timmy
that guy's is another streamer here on Twitch, Timmy G. 1004. You guys go check him out.
I like how Timmy's streaming more too, because
I do too.
His talent, he has a way of seeing the field that is uncommon in a lot of Warships players, and when I division with him, he sees things that I may not. But it's really, and his skill is great too. He can make shots that a lot of people can't.
I just think it's we had him on the podcast a little while ago. You guys probably remember that. Fantastic podcast. His mental state for this game astounds me. I mean, I want to say I have a pretty good grasp on this game and how it's supposed to be played and the strategies for this game, but he blows me out of the water. And I just want to sit here and talk with him and pick his brain. Dude, we did a 3.5-hour podcast. Just
doesn't surprise me. He's very knowledgeable.
Absolutely blew my mind at how awesome. Anyway, his mental state for clan battles, I want him on my team. I want to learn from this guy. I want to play with this guy. I want to play with that guy because his mental state is going to help me put me in a better mental position to help out my guys. I want to play with this guy, and I want a tutor to help me be a little bit more average.
I mean, if you come by, I'm pretty sure Timmy, if he's on, or any of the 07 or DoubleO guys would love to.
Yeah.
If you want, you can pick our brains.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to because our guys. I mean, we play over here in 5-inch clan. When we play a little bit here and there, we dabble. We're not like full.
We're not full on try hard.
Yeah, well, exactly. We don't go balls deep on it. I don't have time. Our clan doesn't have time to do it.
Man, it's all right as long as you can dip your toe. You don't need to take the plunge, right?
But we did pretty well this season. We made it to the Gold League. It's the first time we made it to the Gold League, and we did it pretty well. And I actually played a few games. God, I think I had more games this season than I've ever had in all the other season playing it.
It's not bad. That's pretty cool.
It's fantastic. Thank you for the host, 0. I appreciate you. You're awesome. So clan battles. Let's check out these numbers, man. 90,000 clan battle players, dude.
That's great. That's worldwide too, right?
That's worldwide. Worldwide.
That's awesome, man.
90,000 players took part in. I'm not sure. They've never really come out and said total numbers of people that are actually playing the game currently, because it's always fluctuating, right? So 90,000 clan battle players, that's pretty fucking good. Let me tell you, there were 6,732 clans participated this season.
Yeah.
translating into 833,732 games. 833,732 games. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. That means that Clan Battles is actually taking off.
Which
I was
is
worried
nice.
about it. I was worried about it. I know the first couple of seasons was pretty rough. It was hard to get games. I know it was hard for us to get games. Have you guys ever had problems getting games during Clan Battles? Because you played pretty much every season, haven't you?
I've played pretty well every season. The only time we have trouble getting games was when we hit the top percentile or half percentile of ELO. So, for example, we'll take 07 Maine, for example. They're fighting for the top. They're top 3 on North America. And we've had times where DoubleO, Alpha, and Bravo have had to wait half an hour for them to drop so we don't end up facing them. So, because as they we don't want to go up against them and have them appear, so then it'll look like quote unquote match fixing, which is a bad thing. Don't match fix. Stay in school, kids. Play legit.
The thing is, if you guys queue up at the same time and y'all match fix, I should just beat the shit out of each other. That should be some really fucking good games, honestly. Between 007 and 07.
At the same time, we want the best for each other, and just waiting for games, it's a long time, especially waiting in queue. Once you hit that high Typhoon 1 and Hurricane matchmaking, it's a bad time because a lot of clans, there's not a lot of clans up there. Like when you're sitting in Storm, you'll get a game snap at the fingers. But when you're up in that upper echelon of play, in that top percentile, it gets a lot tougher, and you get really bored.
Do you think that's a little bit tougher to get games because people make it and then they just stop playing?
Oh yeah.
And if you're not playing, do you fall out?
Not really. I don't think so.
I didn't think you did. If you guys make maybe one of the chat guys can confirm or deny this, but if you guys make the top league, can you fall out if you guys just stop playing?
No, you cannot. You have to actually actively be a detriment to yourself. Like that's what DoubleO did. We won our Hurricane promotions, and we're just like, screw it, we're playing Bravo now, just to get people their wins.
Fair enough. All right, you ready for the rest of the numbers?
Let's get them.
What's your popular ships, man?
What's your popular ships?
Give me a DD cruiser and a battleship.
Battleship Yamato, cruiser Henry, and destroyer Grozavoy.
All right, most popular ship, 258,839 games, Montana.
Ooh. Surprising. I mean, it does have the highest alpha strike in the game, so I can see that.
Battleship, dude. I think this is hands down the best battleship in the game. I think the tier 10.
I can see why it's strong because it does technically have the largest alpha strike in the game, with 16 with all of its guns.
Yeah.
But I do prefer the Yamato for its penetration value.
Well, it's a preference here, right? But I think it's just
exactly.
I think it's the most consistent. I think that's the reason why I find I'm most consistent when I play this boat. I'm more consistent tanking, I'm more consistent shooting, which I think is fantastic. I love the Montana, and congratulations to Montana for that. Cruiser. You said Henry?
Yeah, the H4.
All right, this thing says 900 and I don't know why it says this, but 927,664 people use the Des Moines. It's the most popular ship in the Des
Moines. It should be popular because, I mean, if you look at Laos numbers and the total number of games played between all the tier 10 cruisers, you'll notice that all the total games played, like for example, I'm going to click on my Henry right now just to see, because it brings up the list. Total battles, Des Moines has 1 million more total battles in random than the next closest competitors, which would be the Zhao and the Hindenburg, and the Minotaur sitting at 1.5. The American ships are very, very popular.
Wait. Now, hang on. That's a jaded-ass number because American ships have been out there since the beginning of the fucking game.
Exactly, but so is the Zhao.
Well, how close is the Zhao?
1 million off.
1 million behind? All right. Well,
yeah, completely.
I mean, the Zhao's a little bit rougher to play sometimes, I guess. Des Moines is pretty easy to play. Sit up behind an island, fucking hump over, or do whatever you can. You can play it just like in Atlanta. You can play it out in open water if you want to. You can meme it, and it's pretty flexible. Give me your destroyer. What'd you say for your DD?
I want to say I said Grozavoy, but my gut's telling me it was the gearing.
About 447,182 on the Shimakaze, bro. Shimakaze is the most popular DD.
Yikes!
It's crazy. It's crazy. I would have never thought the Shimakaze out there being the most popular DD. Not with the gearing, not with the Grazi out there. The daring was available this season. I was probably surprised.
It was kind of viable.
Now, a couple of seasons ago, it was freaking Yu-Yang with the radar the entire time, and then they nutted it. They
took the sledgehammer to it.
They nerfed the hell out of that boat, and it kind of makes me sad that they did.
A lot of nerfs in other games. It's kind of like a scalpel incision and a slight modification. What Wargaming did was scalpel, baseball bat, sledgehammer. Yeah, sledgehammer. Yeah. Boom.
Oh, yeah, they knocked the crap out of it, dude. Knocked the crap out of it. All right.
But I mean,
top rented chips. They gave these numbers. I thought these numbers were interesting. 13,201 games of GK rented. 107,269 games of rented ZOWs for cruisers, and then 32,007 for the gearing on the DD side for top rented chips.
All right.
Now I don't know how many of you guys out there actually rent these damn boats and go play clan battles in them. I know I don't. I mean, I've got them all. You've got them all. Most of the majority of the people in here probably already have all these boats. And if they're going to play clan battles, they're going to play them in those boats that they already have because they've got games in them. How many of you guys have rented a ship out there? Hit me up in the comment section below over there on YouTube, or if you guys are here in the channel, let me know because I've never rented a ship. I think it's a detriment. I have seen full clans fighting against us in rental ships before.
Mm-hmm. You know what would be an interesting thing?
We usually win those.
For the comments. What in Venom's comments below on YouTube, guys, let them know what your favorite Clan Wars ship was, what you like to play, and what you didn't like to play.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. We can do that. We can do that here in the actual chat here, twitch.tv/VenomIK. If you guys want to leave that in there in the comments, we'll get to those toward the end of the show. Let us know what you think. What's your favorites ones to play, man? I know you're kind of jump around a little bit, but I end up playing the gearing 90% of the time.
Well, let me just filter out my tier 10s here because I'm currently sitting in port, and I will tell you, I guess my top 5 overall.
All right, go ahead.
Because
I think I played one game in the Montana, fucking could not stand it. Well, I love the Montana, but clan battles, I've got to play the DD, man, because I have to get the control, and it's just the same thing as rank season. I have to play the control.
Yeah. So my top 5. So I would probably have to say. I took 2 cruisers in specific. That would be the Henry IV and the Stalingrad.
Yep.
Simply because Henry IV with its reload booster is too good to pass up. Stalingrad with its pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, Stalingrad.
You couldn't pass that up either.
It's a good put yourself in a position you're not fucking moving, and that's perfect for that playstyle.
We would usually take 2 Russian cruisers, so that would either be double Stalingrad or Stalingrad and a Moskva, because with a Moskva legendary module, you're incredibly accurate. You get Stalingrad levels of accuracy, actually. And with the Stalingrad, if you get a crossfire with a battleship, no, damned if you do, damned if you don't for the enemy team. But moving on to other ship classes, I was playing the Yamato as well. That was a big thick one. I loved the legendary mod thing on that too. It was pretty fun.
It's ridiculous, man. I've been playing it in randoms, man. That thing's accurate as shit.
And then the last 2, I was actually playing a lot of Grozavoy late season because we actually went through a shakeup and we lost a couple DD players because they were subsequently removed for toxicity. And I actually ended up playing a bit of Zao as well. I mean, Zao was just kind of like the off chance where like we didn't have our regular Zao players out there.
Right.
and we played, and that was about it. I mean, the Zao with its new torpedoes are incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Moving forward into we haven't even started the podcast yet. Like, this is all news.
Oh,
This is all news for us. But anyway, I'm enjoying this conversation. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the conversation as well. But Clan Battles coming back right now. Clan Battles is doing cross server platform clan battles. Did you guys get involved in that at all?
My clan did. If you guys saw on Reddit, they were memeing a lot of the time. Here, if I can drop a link in chat.
Drop it.
This is what happened. This is exactly what happened.
While we're waiting for that, I'll pull this up here in a second. Top clans for the last season. Number 10 was 5Ds. Number 9 was SCCC. Number 8 was the Han clan, HON. Then we have the Crimson at number 7. PWP at number 6. We had the Cafe at number 5. OP Gaming, OPG at 4. ZR at 3. 07 at 2. And then No CV at 1.
Oh yeah.
Who are the No CV guys?
That is Gaishu Asoku. They are very, very. They're a former. I believe they're former Kraken. They've taken a lot of members from all walks of this game. But Gaishu currently holds the world record in damage on the Hakuryu at 500,000.
Doesn't count.
I think it does, man.
It doesn't count anymore because it was the very first iteration of a broken product. I don't think it counts. He could tout on it all he wants to, but I'm not going to count it.
That's like saying like every single damage record before any other ship was nerfed is invalid. I don't agree with that, Venom. Like he did the community a service, and that's why we have the balancing for the CVs we do now. Because doing that amount of damage, him and Pulleycat were able to pull 500,000 damage in Hakuryus. And that was a massive problem. It was a huge problem. And thanks to them proving to Wargaming that, hey, this is obscenely broken, fix this now.
They found the exploit and they used it. Fine. They found the exploit and they used it. That change is already in progress when they released it. Wargaming said that this change has already come into place and we released this beforehand.
And like,
they came out and said that. They came out and said, look, we know it's going to be broken. We have a fix ready for it, but we have to get it out there. So, no, I'm not going to count it. That's like counting a 300,000 damage game in a Conqueror. It's Conqueror, man.
I mean, damage is damage, man. I mean, if you once you get outlying statistics like that, and if you see them more consistently, that's grounds for nerfing. And that's great data to pull in for Wargaming so they can properly balance this game.
They already knew that it was going to be that way. They saw it on test servers.
They knew it was going to be that way, but they didn't know it was going to be like that bad.
Fair enough. I'm not going to take away the guy's achievement. But I'm also not going to tout on it because it was a broken product and it's still broken. I mean, what's to balance it out now? I mean, it was good. Fine. Congratulations on hitting 500,000 damage. That's a lot of fucking damage.
Let's be real. I think we can all agree that 8.0 was an absolute shit show.
Well, I wouldn't say a shit show. It was definitely broke. And that's why any CV stats back then, that's really hard. It's really hard for me to want to tout on it because we knew it was broken. We knew it was broken when it released. They said it was broken when it released, and they said that they already had 8.0.1 in the pipe ready to go. The first fix was already ready to go when that 8.0 dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happened at 8.0.1. and after is because of what the community did from 8.10 or 8.0.1 is all the community feedback. 8.0, congratulations, but I don't count it. Congratulations, man. Moving on. So what do you think? Let's talk about CVs for a second here. I've been played CVs last night.
CVs they're a lot more manageable. I've been playing a lot of the tier 8 British one because I have that in my port now, and I'm really excited to see the Indomitable when it, like, hopefully this next iteration, when we get it, is going to be the final product because I fell in love with that carrier. It is amazing.
Yo,
It's the Sky Conqueror, man.
do
I love
you
it.
think it's the carpet bombers? You like those?
I really do enjoy the carpet bombers because it gives, like, even though you're throwing more at a target and you're not guaranteed, and the dispersion's a little worse. So I have really itchy nose right now. But
Yeah, my dude as well.
like it's honestly a great thing. You're less time on target and you can speed away, but you also pay for it in accuracy and aiming time. The torpedoes for the British aren't that, like, they don't hit necessarily that hard, but they're damn accurate.
Well, I mean, their activation time is short.
Yeah, and so that means you can get
relatively
in right close.
Yeah, and
So,
they don't go
like-
very far either.
Like my last
I
game,
mean, they're not going like ridiculous far like the hacks did.
oh no, those things are going like 2 kilometers max.
Yeah.
But my last game in it, like I believe I was up tiered in my Implacable before I came over here. I was playing with Citizen.
Right.
I did 134, like no
That's
problems.
nice. In tier 10.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
No, sorry, it was a tier 9 game. I was mid tier, but
whatever. I mean,
there was a lot of AA. There was a lot of AA.
Yeah. Yo, I've been playing. Last night we did, like I said, we did 4.5 hours of nothing but CVs. It came to my attention that maybe my opinions are a little bit off. Maybe my opinions are starting to be a little bit jaded because I haven't really focused on playing these CVs.
What do you mean by that? Like, are they balanced? Are they imbalanced? Like, I knew you didn't like CVs to start, but
well, I mean, I don't have a problem with CVs per se. I don't feel like I'm very useful in a CV. I don't feel like I have any kind of impact on the game in a CV. And how much of that is the game and how much of that is me not playing it? So that was brought to my attention the other day when I was like, oh man, I really don't I feel like whatever. I mean, this is kind of like another meh. It's another meh release. Like, I'm not playing CVs now. I didn't play them before. Now that I've come try it out, I can kind of hold my own. You know, I can kind of get some kind of damage. But have I played them enough to have an educated opinion on it?
I do feel
or an
like
informed opinion, I suppose.
So I'm gonna cut CV games up into percentages. So going from the start, early game, mid game, late game, end. So what I've found in lately is that CVs early game, you're not going to be very effective. You're going to be doing a lot of spotting. You're not really going to go attack anything, because if you're a tier 8 carrier, for example, in a tier 10 game, you're not going to be striking anything anytime soon, unless there's that one. Well, maybe no. You can still strike. You can strike with any CV. It's just when.
No, gotta cut out there. You guys are having technical problems here. I can't hear him anymore. He kind of froze. Can you guys still hear me out there? Let me know in the chat. We'll get back to him. We'll get back to him in here just a second, man. I think we lost the feed. We'll see about
Grouped up.
There we go. Here we go. Hello.
Oh, what happened?
We dropped the call, so we dropped the call there.
Oh shit! Oh damn!
It was
anyway.
Start over from what you were talking about, CVs. We were talking about spotting, and I said something about the Lexington, but forget what I said about the Lexington. You were talking about spotting. Go ahead.
All right, so the early 30% of your games, you're going to be spotting, maybe picking out that odd spawn target. Like, for example, we all know, if any of you guys here are from the Supremacy League days, the Mejash spawns, which are like way off, when we had to purposely kill our tier 1s. To start the game, before we started the game, so the casters would be able to cast. But then mid to late game to end is where a carrier will be the most effective, and this is where strike discipline and cunning come into play. So you have to make sure mid to late game you have enough planes to either secure the win or support your team enough so that they can secure the win.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Because I remember some of these games that we were playing last night. I played all tier 6, right? This is all tier 6, and I decided to play tier 6 for the simple reason that it's not really that much of a big deal. Tier 8, you still kind of lose a lot of planes, but that's okay. It's manageable. And basically, I wanted to play and get mechanics down on these drops. And there's still some bugs and exploits in the drops right now. You can right before you drop, hit that accelerator, and you kind of really focus your bombs. This is an exploit that we've that's known. Anyway, and started getting really well at these things. But I see what you're saying, because I know there's times where I just kind of really didn't do anything. I was paying attention to what the chat was going on at the beginning of the games, and I didn't really lose too much. And then I started really getting some damage mid-game. Damage in mid-game, damage late-game is where I started really seeing the damage. So that's a really good thing, guys. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Don't go willy-nilly off in there, because I know there's a couple of games coming over the mountains there on North, right into hey, there's a guy sitting right by himself. Shit, I can't see anything because there's another island there. And I end up losing. Exactly. I lose my first squad, and I did nothing. I dropped once, and then I hit F, and then they're all dead.
Exactly. That's why a lot of people also don't realize that before you press F to get out, you should actually be saving your boost to get out of the enemy's AA net and then press F, because if you're withdrawing within AA, your planes are actually more vulnerable. I do believe that there is a bonus for when you are striking, you take less damage. So when you're in your attack run, you take less damage, I believe. I'm not sure 100% on that, but I heard someone say something about that.
When you start that, my understanding of the way the mechanics work is when you start the attack run, there's a little bit of immunity, and then you start getting to where AA is a little bit easier, right? So if you're here and you're dropping torpedoes, you kind of drop in lower, right? Drop in under the flak, and then you have a run in. If you're doing dive bombers, they come up, they go above the flak, and they come down. So there's a little bit of immunity.
As Johnny said in chat, there's a minus 30% to damage. There is.
Fair enough. That's awesome. But
and then
Jesus, minus 30%, but you still lose them all.
I mean, I'd say it's more balanced. It's more balanced than it was. But I've been finding that sometimes people are dropping weight. They're starting their runs from too close, and therefore they're taking a lot of unnecessary damage.
Yeah.
As soon as your target opens up on you with AA, that's when you start your run, because that's when you're gonna take the least amount of damage, going in towards your target, dropping your payload, and then boosting out. You want to spend the least amount of time on target.
That doesn't work on dive bombers. That works for torpedoes. Fine, sure, no problem. Torpedoes, carpet bombers, rockets, fine, understood. That we can work with. Some of these dive bombers.
With dive bombers, you got to use. There's a way to do it.
Some of these dive bombers, you have to get in between 2 and 3 kilometers before you can even start your fucking run. Because if not, you're going to run out of time before the end of the run, and then you're just
what I tend to do with dive bombers is I tend to only use them on either overextended targets, or if I can actually block out an enemy ship's AA with some sort of terrain, I'll do it through there. Like the islands on North are super high, so I'll actually end up jumping a ship from one side of the island and dropping on it, going over the island and then dropping on him there, therefore minimizing my my time exposed to defensive fire.
Absolutely, and that's the vertical up and down. When you're changing axis wherever you are, up or down, vertically, the AA has to take time to catch up to you. So absolutely, I do that all the time. I do that too. I try to play islands. I try to come up over islands, try to get drops off close to the islands, and just so I could dodge some of this AA as I'm coming in, especially in when you are down tiered.
When you're down tiered, you have to be extremely careful.
Yeah.
I've also found that a lot of people, there are, of course, like when I mentioned before about percentages and the like cutting the game up into slices of pie, there are exceptions to this. For example, the Kaga, which has incredible plane reserves. I believe it has something like how many planes on deck at a time?
Too many.
Let me just pull it up. It has way too many planes on deck at a time.
I think was it 38 torpedoes?
Yeah, 38 torpedo planes on deck at a time. With ships like that, you can quite literally just waterfall a target until you get a damage over time. And
it's kind of hard, man. I mean, like I was playing against Lexington last night, or Enterprise, and we played Little White Mouse in Enterprise. Wow, she kicked the crap out of us, man. She kicked the crap out of us, and it was really impressive what she was doing. And I was like, she had ended up with 2,200 base experience. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. And she had her Tiny Tims. I'm assuming Tiny Tims on the Enterprise.
I don't think you get Tiny Tims on the Enterprise. They're HVARs.
All right, okay, fine. She had a lot of those on, and she had 2 and 3 runs of them, full runs or 2 runs. I remember she came and dropped on me with 1 run, dropped on somebody else, went back, came back the very next thing with another full squad of rockets. At some point in time, I feel like maybe they have too many rockets, or they have too many planes, actionable planes at a time. And maybe it's just me going up. Maybe it's just me trying not to die. Or I'm not trying to pick apart the CBs, because I actually think that they're a good thing for the game, guys. They're actually really good for the game. They're better than they used to be.
All right, so I've got the statistics up for the Enterprise's aircraft. So there are you'll have, I think they have 3 strikes each, so that's 9 planes each. The size of the attacking flight is 3. Oh no, sorry, it's 12 aircraft per squadron, so you get 4 strikes. So the size of the attacking flight is 3. Now, which with each aircraft, you get 6 rockets in the payload. So 6 times 3 is 18. So that's 18 rockets per salvo. But remember, they did nerf the rocket aiming time.
How many planes?
And dispersion as well.
How many planes
3
did you
planes
say?
per.
No.
You
How
get
many
3
planes in the flight? The whole thing.
in the flight. 12 planes total,
12
but
planes.
the size of the attacking flight is 3.
3.
And take in mind, through that attacking
That's
flight,
4 attacks.
the first one, you're going to have 100% squadron strength. Your plane's going to be all green. But by the time you get to that 3rd and 4th strike, your planes are going to be orange and red.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. It's a. Do you think that they have too many planes on deck?
No, I actually think there's not enough in some cases, because
What cases do you think there's not enough? What planes? I mean, like tier 6 I can find, fair enough, but tier 8, tier 10.
Tier 8, I do believe some tier 8 carriers could use a little bit of love in either their regeneration times or their deck sizes, because, like, for example, we all hate tier 8 planes going up against like a Des Moines. Like, you don't spot that Des Moines until you're right on top of him on the air. Like, in the air, you're right on top of his bubble. And as soon as that you get that notification where it says AA, it goes from detected to AA fire, you've already got 2 planes in the orange, and that is the most annoying thing. I've had times where I go to strike in my tier 8 Brit, and I'm like, oh, there's a battleship over there. I'm gonna go roll up to him. All of a sudden, surprise AA fire. There's a Wooster sitting there. Half of my squadron has gone orange. I have to turn around and press F without even getting a strike off.
Oh yeah, I've done that a lot. It's fair enough. I mean, it's all right. Sounds good. I mean, I don't know. I still feel like maybe Kaga's got too many torpedo bombers on there. It's got 3 full flights on the deal.
I mean, Kaga, you get the numbers, but take in mind they're still tier 7 planes. So less HP.
Okay, there you go. It's a less HP pool. All right, fair enough. Never mind. I'll withdraw my complaint then. I didn't know that they're tier 7 planes.
Yeah, the D4Ys and the Tenzans are tier 7.
Moving forward, let's talk about the CVs one more time. Do you think that they are in the action too quick? Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I say this before I get your answer. Last night we were on North, and it was Lexington. It was a double CV game. It was Lexington and Ranger versus me. I was in a Ranger and somebody else. Doesn't matter. Lexington had his planes across in less than a minute on the freaking 9 line, all the way down, spotting our guy that had just barely started moving in spawn. Spotting our battleship, spotting our DD, everything. In less than a minute, he was all the way across the board. I'm talking 9 line at about over halfway across the map, HI line.
Now, I agree and I disagree at the same time, because I agree that getting spots that soon is a bit. It's kind of like actually, you know what? I don't think they're. You know what? No, I'm going to withdraw that statement. The beginning of that statement that I just said. I don't think they're I don't think they get into the action quick enough, because I mean, if you take a look at it this way, they get in, yeah, sure, they're going to spot your team. But the thing is, your team has barely moved from spawn, and your AA is still interlocked. The CV will not be able to effectively strike your team unless he pays for it in planes. Like before the AA changes went live, and CVs were losing planes left and right for aggression. They could get away with it.
You talking about the
they
old
could get away with it.
CVs or like the?
I'm talking about like right now. I'm comparing them. I'm comparing then to now. But right now, I do think that CVs are in a decent spot. It's not perfect. Don't quote me.
No, it's not.
You can quote me. They're not perfect, but there is a difference between spotting a team and getting onto their side and actively doing damage. They were actively doing damage pre-balance, and that was a bad time. But now that they're getting across and spotting does no harm, especially when you're in spawn. Everybody knows you're going to be in spawn. Oh, guys, look out. They've got a guy in the C-cap. He spawned there. It's not a big deal.
And even if he throws out 6,000-7,000 damage onto the DD at that point.
I mean, if the DD overextends past his AA bubble, then he's kind of that's kind of like, okay, you know what? You extended too far. You kind of deserve that. I'm not saying that that damage versus DDs is good right now. Hell no. I saw Citizen drop a gearing for 18k today. That was not pretty to see.
No, it's not.
But if you do overextend early game, you need to be careful with CVs in the game.
Well,
DDs need to rethink their they need to rethink how they're going to approach the game.
The only reason why I'm asking, the only reason why I said that is because the dude didn't move out next. He literally sat next to the guy the whole time, and ended up taking about 8,000 damage from that Lexington first volley. First volley, and the Lexington stayed there, put up his plane, spotted the guy for that entire minute. The AA on the rest of the boats didn't shoot down enough planes, and he got a second drop off on somebody. Now, I don't know what he did after that because I wasn't paying attention because I was in my own deal. But see, I feel I don't know, man. It really didn't matter before. Like, let's be fair, but in the old system, I don't think it mattered too much because those fighters that you would sit above the DD really didn't do any damage to them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the actionable. Let's go ahead and spot them. Let's get them spotted in a minute. Let's get across the map in an entire minute and do damage on them. I think it's a little much.
I don't think it is. It just a lot of people are thinking that, hey, I want to be aggressive as a DD. I want to go and spot.
No. It's fine. Is though, the guy was in the same square, not even spawn. He was AFK, bro.
Here, let me hear me out. This is what I'm trying to say.
Go for it.
ED players need to differentiate a play style for when there is CVs and when there aren't CVs. When there are no CVs, the DD's role is to spot, contest caps, etc. When there is a CV in the game, their role of spotting becomes secondary. They must make sure that they are available to survive into the mid to late game where they can do their most damage. They're just their role changes. It's just a simple role change. Like, people are like, oh, DDs can't do anything. It's like, yeah, because you're not adapting to the meta. You're not adapting to the change. This game has been the same way for 2.5, almost 3 years. Given that, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But change. People need to realize that they're like, metas change, roles shift.
All right.
It's as simple as that. It's not like this game would never stay the same. We all knew this game wasn't going to stay the same through the entirety of its duration.
Oh, no. We all knew it was changing. I mean, I was happy for a change. I was ready for a change. There were a lot of people into the worlding the shit. I know a lot of people stopped playing. Some guy was trying to give me his account the other day. It was like, I'm not going to play anymore because of the CVs. They're stupid. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, fine, whatever, dude. I love you, man. But
that's just that. Can I just say that's a really childish thing to do?
Right. Well, I mean, life happens. There's some extenuating circumstances in that. So I'm not going to knock the guy for wanting to quit the game. Fine. Fair enough. Life happens. I'm going to ask this one question, then we'll move on to the next subject here. But do you think that they should maybe add a 20-second timer countdown to the first plane slots on the CVs so they don't get across the map in less than a minute?
I would like to see that. It's definitely not out of the question because that would prevent the early damage going out on that strung out battleship. But at the same time, that 20 seconds will lure a destroyer into a false sense of security, and we're going to see destroyers getting dev struck by dive bombers regardless, because they're like, oh, that extra 20 seconds is going to be like, okay, you know what, I know the CV isn't going to spawn planes for 20 seconds, I'm going to go and try and take this cap. That's not enough time. These planes are still going to come out of nowhere. You're still going to get spotted. You're going to be overextended from your team's AA bubble, and you're going to get clapped.
All right, fair enough. There you go, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they should have a timer on the initial plane drop or not? Guys, leave a comment section below, or ask. Go ahead and put it here in the chat, and we'll get to some of those answers moving on. Guys, we're hanging out with my man, ViirtualSenpai, there, twitch.tv/ViirtualSenpai. You guys can hit him up over at ViirtualSenpai over on the Twitters. I'm SirVenomIK. Thank you very much for watching so far. Twitch.tv/SirVenomIK if you guys are over on the YouTube, or at Sir_Venom_IK over in the Twitter sphere. All right. So now, Senpai, we've done all the average questions before. So I'm not gonna go through those average questions again for you, because we've already known. If they really want to know, then maybe we'll do them. Well, maybe we'll do them next time again. I don't know. Maybe we'll do them next time. All right. So here's a question. So we've added another subject here, as we are rolling through multiple times here with the same people as guests here. So I've started adding a new segment, Ship Spotlight. The Ship Spotlight last week was Belfast, and it was great. I asked Senpai to choose a boat that he would like to spotlight and tell us all about. Maybe you guys have played it. Maybe you guys haven't played it. Let me know what you got, man.
Now, there are a lot of boats that I do enjoy playing. It's really, really hard to pick one out.
One down, man.
It really is.
Well,
but
pick one. It doesn't matter.
If we had to, I don't want to pick something that not a lot of people have access to. Like, for example, I could go on for hours about the Bourgogne or the Stalingrad, and that wouldn't be fair to the viewers. So I think I'm going to pick something that's because I mean,
fair. If you want to take the Bourgogne, take the Bourgogne. This maybe gives these people a little bit of a fire under their ass to go fucking earn it.
All right. We'll take the Bourgogne because, I mean, it's a wonderful ship. If you guys have played the Alsace, think of Alsace but on speed. Take the Alsace. Take pre-nerf Alsace on speed.
Pre-nerf Alsace was like one of the best things ever. That pins.
Oh my goodness.
I want you to know these had 12 guns on it, 15-inch guns. And you guys know, if anybody's ever watched my channel, y'all know how much I hate 15-inch guns. I cannot fucking stand them. I hate them on the Germans. I hate them on the UK, French, whatever. It's not very good. You have to be very picky with your 15-inch gun shots to make them effective. I'll say so. I was citadeling people at angles, bow in. It was ridiculous amount of pin.
It's a glorious boat.
I was so impressed with that boat. And then they nerfed it. Did it need a nerf? No, they did it anyway.
But I do think it did. It was overperforming.
Do you think it was too much?
It was. I think the pre-nerf Alsace was overperforming, and it definitely did need a nerf. I mean, when you get Alsaces doing higher average damage than the tier 10 the Republic, that's when you have a bit of a problem.
Yo, is that the numbers? I never saw the numbers. I never saw the numbers of why they decided to go ahead and make that change. But
they were very close. Wow, they were very close.
Damn. That'll lead us into our premium changes that we were going to talk about a little bit later on as well.
Goodness, that's a big old can of worms right there.
Oh yeah, and we're going to open that motherfucker too. Hey,
hell yeah!
So tell us about the Bourgogne, man.
All right, so the Bourgogne, even though it is classified in game as a battleship, I personally classify it as a battle cruiser, simply because if you look at its armor layout, it has got 32mm plating everywhere. Its superstructure is 19. It is extremely vulnerable to HE, and, well, it's got small guns. And so what I really like about this ship is that it is very, very quick. You can get up to like 30-something knots, I believe. Let me check the maneuver. You get up to like 38 knots in a battleship. Just think about that. 38 knots in a battleship. But that's not even the main course with this thing. Like, you can't even put a speed boost mod on it, which thank goodness you can't, because then that thing would be moving across the map. It is the flanker incarnate. It is wonderful. And for not just the speed, but for one little thing that I like to call the main battery reload
Oh
booster.
man, main battery reload booster. Holy shit, dude! You guys heard me touting on how awesome the old Alsace was. Now put a reload booster on my thoughts there. Now I'm getting Citadels at bow end, but now I'm getting them every 10 seconds.
Now I the first few games I've played in this thing, I actually ended up brawling against Yamatos. And you know how you can pinch the Yamato's cheek, right?
Yeah, beat that cheek.
So eight guns up close. I actually got into a couple 2-on-1s with this.
Nice.
8 guns just from the front up close. You pop that reload booster, you aim right for the cheek, blap, dev strike. Turn the guns again, blap, another like 4 citadels, blap. It's a great thing. But the thing is, it's not only effective with AP, this ship is has incredibly effective HE. Now, you may be thinking, oh, gross, you're gonna play it like a conqueror. Well, the thing is, though, you get a lot of damage from those 15s, and with a fire chance of, hang on, let me pull it up, 36% chance without flags or demo expert, that is still pretty good. If you have 12 HE shells flying through the air at a bow-in Yamato, you're gonna light that boy up. You're gonna farm Witherers. There's a reason why the average damage on this thing is so high.
36%. Let's put it in perspective. The Monarch has 35%. The Dunkirk has 35%.
It's an incredible ship. I mean, I love this thing. Like, I don't take it out very often because it just clubs your stats. But
playstyle. Playstyle is a flanking, just like most of the rest of the French battleships. They do not tank very well. They don't tank very well. They're not Yamato tanky. They're not
utilize
Montana
your
tanky.
speed and concealment.
There you go. You are a fast outside flanker. You're looking at getting broadside shots on things. You're looking at setting damage and setting fires on anything that's bow in, just like you said. Fantastic boat. Absolutely love it. Secondaries are relatively good. They set a lot of fires too. The secondaries set a lot of fires.
Now, if people can't exactly get the steel to afford the Bourgogne, there is an alternative. I like to call this boat Bourgogne Light. It's the Jean Bart. People maybe think, oh, but it's a Richelieu with a reload booster. I mean, you're only missing a back turret, and all you really realistically need are your front guns. You're just as fast in the Jean Bart, and you can be just as effective as well. Now, if you let's take a look at the Jean Bart stats.
You know what the best thing about not having that back turret is in the Richelieu and the Jean Bart? It means you never go fucking broadside.
That is true.
You never go
broadside. That is very true.
And
actually, the Jean Bart's fire chance is actually 2% higher.
Damn right, man. You never go broadside in those things. Like the Dunkirk, you never see me go broadside in that unless I'm trying to turn and run.
Mm-hmm.
It's always open up and let them hit that second turret.
Exactly, and the speed
open up just
on this
a little
thing.
bit. Let them smash that second turret, but angle in on them so you can still get the turrets off.
And you still go 32 knots without speed boost, and if you increase that, I think you go like 36 or something like that. Something ridiculous. And its concealment is just about the same as the Bourgogne. So if you can't afford the Bourgogne, definitely pick up the Jean Bart, and you will have a similar experience.
Jean Bart's a coal ship.
Exactly.
You guys can get that out of the arsenal for coal as opposed to the Bourgogne where you have to have steel. The one thing that I do say is questionable on this, and let's talk. We've talked it up. Let's talk its negatives. Let's give everybody a good. What's the negatives here on the Bourgogne?
It is very soft. So
very squishy.
It's very, very squishy, so it is extremely susceptible to HE. As I said on the armor layout, it is 32 millimeters all on the outside, and the superstructure is only 19. So if you manage
FHE,
you'll get eaten up by HE in general.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why you need to be extremely fast. Step 2, it also has, like the Citadel, it's kind of there, but you have a little bit of turtleback to protect you. So with that being said, with 32 millimeters of deck armor, do not be surprised if at max range you take a plunging fire Citadel from a Yamato. It has happened, and I've been smacked in the face for it.
Any kind of heavy artillery battleship wise, you're struggling. You're struggling to tank this thing.
Mm-hmm. Your guns are also the smallest at tier for battleships.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you're utilizing both types of ammunition in order to be the most effective.
How does it rank up versus cruisers? I know broadside you smashed. I know 15-inch guns are notoriously fast, and so you get a lot of overpins on 15-inch guns.
Mm-hmm. Now, broadsides. If you can catch a cruiser in a turn, you smack that reload booster, and the man will be put in an early grave. But however, bow-on cruisers, you will struggle a little bit because of the 15-inch guns.
Yeah, that's it's always frustrating. I know when you have a Baltimore, not a Baltimore, but Baltimore, like, Buffalo, Des Moines, you're not going to pin them from the bow. You can
and Moskvas, forget about that.
Moskvas 50 millimeter. Ugh.
It's disgusting.
Do you think it's funny? Do you think it's funny that 240s with IFHE on it have more pin than 381s?
For HE, that's actually kind of meme worthy, but then again, IFHE exists for that reason.
Henrys have 240 millimeters of 240 millimeter guns, and with IFHE on that, you can get 51 millimeters of pin value.
And
that's
with the 38s,
that's more than a 15-inch gun overall.
Let me take a look. HE shell armor penetration capacity 62 on Bourgogne.
Taking the AP on it. Take the AP. You get more pin out of a 240 Henry than you do out of a 381 millimeter 380s 15-inch guns. That's AP. Think that's a little broke?
What do you mean? Like, because like AP, the shells have different properties. I don't think that's fair to compare the two.
Well, it's not. I'm not really comparing it. It's a generalized statement. It's a generalized statement. No HE should have more pin than AP shell. Unless you're fucking Yamato and that thing pins everything.
But then you take away the coveted 457 IFHE Conqueror that's rarely seen. And sometimes HE is all a nation has. Like, we take a look at the British battleships.
Sounds like a challenge. IFHE big gun conch.
I mean, take in mind that with AP, you can get massive damage citadels instead of the consistent damage that is an HE shell. But also, the downside to HE is you have the potential to saturate a section of a target and get those full pins, but still not get any damage.
Well, I mean, you can full pin guys and not get any damage either. So I mean, it's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. It was just a blanket statement, but either way, back to the Bourgogne. Overall, guys, go pick this boat up. If you guys have a chance, pick this boat up, work for it, grind it out. If you already have it, you already know. You already know how awesome this boat is.
Like, I thought when I had enough steel for it, I thought I was gonna have buyer's remorse. But it turns out Stalingrad's fun and all. Like, I love Stalingrad. I have over 100 games in it. I have like a 70-something% win rate in it.
Right.
When I picked up the Bourgogne, the first game I played in it, I did like 180K.
That's nuts. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage, guys.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot.
But this thing, when you press the reload booster, it's basically like, how do I put it? Oh man, it's like, it's just power overwhelming, man. Power overwhelming. You just feel every shot that goes there. You just see big number, big number, big number, big number. It's nuts. You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to. It's fucking fantastic. My ship Spotlight. Bourgogne, fantastic. Go get it. It's awesome. Go play it. Fire HE from range. And unless you're broadside, then AP the shit out of somebody because it's awesome.
Now, chat saying it's broken. I disagree. It is still it has DPM, but it is also extremely vulnerable. It has one of the lowest HP pools at tier 10, which is 74,000. Yeah. 74,000, almost 75,000.
Well, you're talking about 105,000 from the 105,000 on the GK. You got 90 some odd thousand on the Yamato and then
like 96 on the Repub.
Montana and Yamato, and you got how much?
92, sorry, on the Repub. 92.
And then you got like 80,000 on the Con.
It's exactly. Like, this thing is the lowest HP pool out of all tier 10 battleships, so it's only fair that it has a bit better guns.
I honestly don't think the Bourgogne is overpowered. I think the Bourgogne is pretty good. I mean, it does have some severe weaknesses, and I've run into those severe weaknesses before, and gotten just absolutely pounded on from the bow, pounded on from the rear. It doesn't matter what I did. I was getting ate up. It's a glass cannon. This is it. This is a flanking ship. This does not tank whatsoever. So don't be rushing in there at the beginning of the game thinking you're going to bow up and tank on this thing. It's not going to go well, people.
Yeah, don't go to the don't all chat the enemy Yamato and say square up. Don't do that. Just don't. It'll end poorly for you. However, this thing can tank. It is a speed tanker.
You just don't get hit.
Exactly. Also, one more thing with the steel ships, guys, take in mind that with steel ships, a lot of the more committed players to World of Warships and the competitive players, people who play in the higher echelons, they have access to this. So that will make ships that are available for steel seem overpowered. But when in reality, it is the top percentile of players who make these ships look overpowered.
Right. I was fixing that. I was actually going to comment on that. I remember when the Stalingrad was on its way out, it was fucking overpowered as shit. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is like the most broken thing that I've ever seen." And then you realize that Mijash was playing it, Senpai was playing it, all these 007 guys were playing it, the ZR guys were playing it. All these motherfuckers are good at this game. These motherfuckers are good at this game, so they're going to understand how this fucking boat works and how it's supposed to be played. So yeah, of course it's going to seem overpowered because the good people are fucking playing it. Now,
exactly.
Now, with all these steel campaigns that you can get, and everybody else is starting to trickle out there. You're seeing a lot of other people playing this that aren't the top tier players.
Yeah, like when
so the stats are coming down on it.
Exactly. I was actually going to say the stats on the Stalingrad have gone from about 120k down to about 101k for server average and damage.
This is
so we lost a total of 19,000.
This is the same thing that they've said about the damn Flint. Flint's overpowered. It's broken. It's overpowered. It's broken. Do you know the average damage on that thing is fucking ridiculous because people who grinded out 3 rank seasons were actually fucking earning this thing, so they know how to play it.
Exactly.
So is it the boat that's overpowered? Or is it the good players that are playing it that make it seem overpowered? When we find out about the Stalingrad, how good it was, what's the negative on the Stalingrad? It's one-dimensional.
Exactly.
It's a very sit-still ship. Go ahead.
You sit still. I mean, you can flank with it, but it has to be in the right place, right time. It is strong in certain situations, but it is by no means an unbeatable ship.
No, it's definitely beatable. I find it hard to agree with people. Oh, the boat's overpowered. It's overpowered. Which leads us into our next section, premium changes.
Oh boy, everybody, roll up your sleeves for this one.
What boat is overpowered? What do you consider an overpowered boat? And I'm not talking about a boat specifically. What would you, Senpai, consider a boat to be overpowered? What would make it overpowered over everything else?
Are we talking about specific boats or just what?
No. Just in general. What do you think would be overpowered as a boat?
If a boat were released, where we look at statistically, if a 48% casual player can take this boat and carry a game by doing absolutely nothing, not paying for mistakes whatsoever, that is the definition of overpowered. Because if you get a 48% red stat player doing that, someone who's like your average Joe, like below average Joe, I should say.
Watch it, mister.
Just going in, doing whatever, like broadsiding, not getting punished for it, but still deleting people for like with terrible aim. That and that's released. That's what I'd consider broken.
Right. Okay.
And it's stuff like that should be looked at as overpowered. Now, if that's just how I see it anyway.
All right, fair enough. I want to put out this thing, and I'm going to link this into the chat I'm going to link this into the bottom of the description below here for all you YouTubers. Julius Caesar. I know, Senpai. Julius Caesar is probably one of the most overpowered fucking boats in this game. Julius Caesar has an average damage higher than tier 6 battleships. Tier 5.
And some tier 7s, I believe.
Some tier 7s. This is a tier 5 boat. They were looking at changes and moved it up to tier 6 in a test. I thought it was a good idea. What do you think of it? Trying to
great
balance it out.
Honestly, moving it to tier 6, I played it a few times. I got tier 8 matchmaking. I still did extremely well.
I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah.
Everyone's just like, oh, I just want to face with tier 5s.
Yeah.
Guys, come on. Like you're still going to do extremely well. You're still going to get those tier 5 games occasionally. But, like, going up against tier 8s, like, that's not a problem. Like, this boat is so incredibly fast. It's got great accuracy. Its shells are wonderful. It's got incredible concealment. The only downside I can see is its deck armor versus AP bombs, and it's AA. That's about it.
Well, it's AA shit because it's tier 5 AA. Even right now, even playing against tier 6, you struggle to shoot down planes.
Exactly.
Let's be fair. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. So what they did was 19 millimeters of armor. They went up to 25 millimeters all around. Not much change. It's pretty comparable to every other tier 6 boat out there. I played this thing 10 times. 10 times at tier 6. Played probably about 8 of those at tier 8. Had no problems. I was doing just as good in Arizona as I was in this thing. I was doing just as good as a Warspite as I was in this Julius Caesar. I was doing just as good as all these other boats that I'm consistently up tiered at tier 6. But then the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
And then the Reddit came down from the mountain and said, no, I will not go quietly up to tier 6. I will bitch and moan and complain that I paid for this thing. It's better stay the fucking way it is. What's pissing me off?
I do believe the end user license agreement does say even if you purchase a ship, you don't actually own it. You just have the rights to use it.
Yeah, well, I mean...
So Wargaming still has the right to change everything, which is absolutely, like, bollocks. Like, for the people who are complaining, it's like, you know what? Like, you know it's overpowered. Like, if this is your only thing in World of Warships that you want to play, then I'm like, for lack of better phrasing, it's fucking sad. Like, if you want to just play the DoubleO and that's all you want to do and just dunk on people, like, to me, as a competitive player who's gone through about 8,000 games, that's sad.
All right, so here's the deal. Reddit, forums. Your camera just went real fuzzy. Reddit, the forum. There you go. Reddit, the forums, Twitter, fucking absolutely went uproars. They fucking lit fires, man. This Reddit thread, they're just absolutely hammering Wargaming right now. About this Julius Caesar going up. Even some of the community contributors. I mean, we got into it. We got into a little discussion about it on the community contributor forum or the Discord. And some of the community contributors is like, I paid for this goddamn boat this way, and it should fucking stay that way. And I said, you want a broken fucking boat? You want a broken boat, guys? You guys want something that's so fucking overpowered that they pull it out of the goddamn shop and never sell it again? Belfast, Kutuzov.
I mean,
Grimmy.
The Kutuzov and the Belfast have
Nikolai.
been balanced with the smoke fire changes, so I don't know if they kind of sit there anymore.
Okay.
They still are quite powerful, but they're not as nearly as powerful as they were before.
No. Well, I mean, like Grimmy, I still think Grimmy can come back and be fine, and it's not overpowered anymore. Yeah. It's still strong, but it's not broken overpowered like it used to be.
Like with all these mechanic changes, like Venom, you and I are both you and I are both closed beta players.
No, I'm not a closed beta player. Grimmy was gone before I started playing, but I have the Grimmy now, and I've played it, and I understand. Invisifire was the key. Once that went away, Grimmy
ridiculous.
lost a lot of power.
It was ridiculous.
Same thing with kind of like the Bliss, but that's another story.
I want like the Bliskovica. I'm calling for buffs.
Oh yeah, I've been calling for buffs on that thing for a while too.
Like that was my favorite tier 7 destroyer, and they dunked it.
All right, so here's the deal. They released a statement saying that we are no longer going to be changing this GC up to tier 6. So everybody bitched and moaned through a fit, and they stopped. And I told everybody, I said, look, if it's not going to work out, then they're going to stop doing it. They're not going to do it. So what did they do? People bitched and moaned. They didn't want this boat to go up. Listen to me right now. Hear me now and understand me a little bit later on here. Do you guys remember you talking about how fucking overpowered the Bourgogne is or how overpowered the fucking Stalingrad is? You people out there that think those boats are overpowered, shut the fuck up. Y'all can shut up right now because it was those same people that thought the GC was overpowered or wasn't overpowered bitched and moaned about this thing trying to get balanced out. And they stopped the balance changes because of you guys. So y'all have no right to bitch and moan about what overpowered is anymore. Because when they're trying to fix it, y'all have said no.
I just want to say,
you guys want broken boats.
Well fucking spoken. Thank you. Because I am so sick of people telling me this boat is broken. This boat is broken. It's like, well, did you want the GC pulled up? No. Well, you know, I'll just pat you on the head and wave at you. Like, thanks for your input.
So this just tells me. I mean, go ahead, keep going, man, keep going.
Like, it's just like everybody's gonna complain about something, and it's ridiculous because they don't want any change. And guess what? The world is a changing place. Like, lots of shit is happening in the world of warships and the real world. And if you don't want change, well then moving forward is change. Like, the world is always changing, whether we like it or not. Like, it could be something major, it could be something minor. Like, hell, tomorrow I don't even know it's going to be fucking sunny or rainy outside. Right. That's change.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line is, this was an opportunity. This was an opportunity for wargaming, business opportunity to make a little bit of money. Let's be fair. Wargaming's out to make some money. Number one, everybody was going to get a GC. Everybody was going to get, whoever had the tier 5 GC was going to continue. It was going to roll up to tier 6. Everybody's going to get it. People who did not want to take it at tier 6 had an opportunity to get the balloon value back. Had an opportunity. What opportunity did we miss, Senpai? What opportunity did we miss?
Well, the only thing I can really think of is with the aftermath of this whole debacle, we've given the community too much power.
No. Don't care about the power. Don't care about the power. Balance the fucking Belfast. Balance the Belfast, bring it back and put it up for sale. Balance the CounterStrike, bring it back, put it up for sale. Balance the Grimmy, bring it back, put it up for sale. Balance the fucking Nikolai, bring it back. Let's get some far more fucking content in this game. Let's get some more fucking boats. Let's get boats. Bring back the fucking Missouri. Missouri's overpowered as shit with that radar. Bring back the fucking Missouri. So what do they do? What do they do now, Senpai? So they keep the GC at tier 5. Now you got to pay them. Now what are they going to do? They're going to go ahead and make this fucking change. This is a prediction, guys. This is not set in stone here. I know we're community contributors, but this is just my own personal opinion. It has nothing to do with wargaming right now. This is what they're going to do, in my opinion. They're going to go ahead and make this fucking thing at tier 6, and they're going to put it out. Now you got to spend another $35 fucking $40 to get another boat. For you collectors out there, you just lost fucking money. They're going to go ahead and balance it. They're going to go ahead and fix the fucking Missouri, and they're going to put it out at tier 9. They're going to take the fucking radar off of it. They're going to call it the fucking New Jersey. I don't care. Call it whatever you want to. Call it the New Jersey. Call it the Wisconsin. I don't give a shit. Same fucking boat. No radar. They put out the Irian with no smoke. It's just goddamn CounterStrike. You guys are. You guys see what I'm getting at here? Look how much potential content we had. How much new boats that we could have had, or balance of the old boats. Take off the hydro off the Belfast. It's balanced.
Or at least make it a choice between hydro and radar.
Force a choice. Something.
There's so much that could have been done, but the one thing I'm really pissed off about is that even though Wargaming listened, it's like, yeah, that's a great thing that you listen to the community. Yep. But with something like this, there's just you should have gone through with your business proposition.
I think at some point in time, Wargaming is going to say, you know what, guys, we're going to do this no matter what you say. And what happens? People throw a fit. People call the end of the world. It needs to happen. It's gonna happen. Let it happen, boys. Just let it slide on in there. CV fucking rework happened. Nobody wanted it. It's better now than it was.
It is better.
It's a hell of a lot better than it was.
And guess what? The myth that there are less players playing because of the CV rework is absolutely false. Numbers have stayed the same, if not slightly increased in players.
They did say that 1% of the population in the previous of all servers were playing CVs before. Now, I don't know what it is. The numbers are still too early. to tell exactly how much
Give
population.
it till about when did it release?
About 2 months ago.
Late.
Well,
yeah, 2 months ago.
1st of February. First week
First
of February.
Leave it to the 1st of July. Then we'll have a 6-month analysis, and we'll be able to create a 1 year from there. And I think we'll see quite the different change.
I know. Several people have come into the channel. Senpai, maybe over on your channel as well, over at twitch.tv/ViirtualSenpai with 2 eyes, boys, 2 eyes. They've come into my channel here and they've said that they're not going to spend money with wargaming anymore, and they've stopped over the past 6 months.
I'd like to say that is absolute bollocks, because
and that's,
there are going to be things that come out, and it's going to be like, you know what? I said I wasn't going to spend money, but wargaming take my money. Like, for example, the Alaska came out. People spent money on that, and they went like right after the CV rework. They're like, I'm never going to spend $1 on this game again. Alaska comes out. Boom. Oh my God, I want this boat.
How many people? I'm show of hands. Show of hands. How many people actually? I didn't have to. I already had the free XP saved up, Senpai, and I know community contributors, we were credited that anyway. But how many people out there actually spent money and bought either doubloons to convert or actually outright bought the damn thing? I know Timmy G wailed the shit out of the Alaska.
I know. I purchased one for a winner on my stream for my birthday stream, so I actually technically purchased one.
Oh, congratulations to that guy, and happy fucking birthday!
Thanks, man.
How many people out there? Well, we'll get to those. We'll get to those answers anyway. Anyway, if you guys are over on YouTube and watching this shit, let me know how many people actually spent money to convert to balloons or spent money to purchase it outright in the comment section. I'll talk about those next week. How many of you guys out there? All right, cool, awesome. Thank you guys for that. Alaska, do you think it's worth it? And $1 million free XP?
Let me just say, if people expect it to be just as powerful, quote unquote, as the Stalingrad, they will be disappointed. But at the same time, it is not meant to be played like Stalingrad. Now, with the Alaska, it brings a wonderful Swiss Army knife cruiser to tier 9, which can be played many different ways. So, in my opinion, it is definitely worth it. It's worth $1 million free XP, and if you want to spend on it, it's definitely worth it. I loved playing the iterations of that boat from start to finish, and I'm really glad with the place that she's been put. I've seen her ups, I've seen her downs, and the place that she's in right now, she's a very, very good boat.
I think she's fucking balanced as hell, man. I think she's like of all the boats that they put out over the past couple of years, this is the most balanced boat that I've ever seen.
And there's
a
reason behind that,
and it's bad when it's bad.
There's a reason behind that, because the community, we always saw, like, whenever we first got our first whiff of the Alaska, that leak that happened months back, people were like, "Oh my God, Alaska!"
That was over a year ago.
The only thing on people's minds for like up from then up until it's released. So there's no way that wargaming could screw this up. The pressure was on. They had to create something that was perfectly balanced and perfectly fine for the meta. And the final iteration, what we have in our ports today,
it's pretty good.
It's great. I personally think it's a great ship.
I think. Do you think that? All right, so let's take it out of the realm of out of warships here for a second and go on a little journey. You ready for a journey?
Buckle up, kids.
All right,
Let's
guys.
go.
Star Wars. Let's talk Star Wars for a second. How many people out there were pretty fucking excited for Episode 7, Episode 8? I was pretty excited for it. How much did you guys get your hopes up for this thing? It's going to be fucking great. Then what happens? What happens with the prequels? You get fucking Jar Jar Binks, and everybody's disappointed as shit in there.
Me so disappointed.
That's right. How many of you guys actually went out there and watched those movies, watched 7 and 8, and then was fucking disappointed?
I was more disappointed with 8 because it just felt like filler.
Fine, it was. And let's be fair, it wasn't a very good movie. How many people got their hopes up for it and then was crushed by it? A lot of people. Let's be fair. The majority of Twitter, the majority of everybody was fucking pissed off at this movie. Now, let's journey back into World of Warships. How many people were so fucking stoked for the goddamn Alaska they couldn't wait? I know of several people that were really excited. Fitz and your mom's one of them. I know Senpai was excited for it.
When they credited that thing, I was screaming.
I was pretty stoked. I was kind of upset because I'd made community contributor in January of this year, and the day that I was okay, you're a community contributor. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking a chance on this guy. Alaska just pulled out of everybody's port. I was so upset. I was like, please, can you put it in my port? Can I please get it in my port, man? You can get it whenever it's released. Fuck. So I saved up $1 million free XP for another 2 months before it actually came out.
And then they credit it to you.
And then they credited it to me. So So how many people out there have gotten excited about something and then was let down? That's also a thing that happens in the real world. That also happens here, especially in World of Warships. People get it into their head that it's going to be better than it actually is. Instead of having an open mind, they are immediately jaded on one thing because it's not what their expectations are. So lower your expectations, boys, or at least leave them open to where you can have an open fucking mind. Lowered expectations. Have an open mind when anything's coming out and what they're saying. Have an open mind with the CV rework. Several community contributors were into the worlding this thing, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, boys. Any of these premium changes that they were talking about could only have improved the game. Fuck your wallet. I don't care about your wallet. It could have improved the game, could have made it more balanced, and then we all would have had a better wallet. Our wallet would have been nice and cushy, and we would have felt a little bit better about ourselves. Why? Because we're supporting a game that supports everybody else. I know I love the game. This game's done a lot for me and my family. I don't know about you, Senpai.
Oh, it's done worlds for me. I've had experiences with this game that I would have never actually had the chance of doing if I never got into it.
That's right. When those people, I'm not gonna call them out. They know who they are. They know who they are. When those people sit there and say, "I paid for this. It should stay exactly the way I paid for it," it's like you bought a car, and then they come back. Oh no, we're changing your car. It's not a tangible item. You don't own this thing. You leasing this from them because at any point in time, for no reason, they can take your account away from you. Let's make the game balanced, boys. Let's make the game balanced. There you go. Any last thoughts on this?
I just want people to, like, when it comes to ships that are well coveted, the best expectation to have is no expectation. That way you can never be disappointed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Don't expect, hope for things. Have concerns. I had concerns about the CV rework. I had concerns about the fires. I had concerns about the floods. Not that bad. But I was concerned about it. My man, I just realized, Senpai, you look like Elon Musk, bro.
You know,
you ever seen
DNA
dolphins?
Testing, who knows? Why is my dolphin broken?
The dolphin broken.
Every time I watch that meme review, I'm just like...
It's hilarious. I love it. All right, guys, let's roll up into the questions. One more thing, guys, if y'all want to drop some questions in the chat, at SirVenomIK, at ViirtualSenpai. We'll get to those questions here in just a second. I want to bring up one more thing. New boat that's out there, Exeter. Exeter is out there. Going through these missions right now to try to get the Exeter. I'm sitting there thinking about it, Senpai. These things are a little ridiculous.
The Exeter mission,
100,000 fire damage, and then I sit there and I'm like, you know what? That's on British battleships. That's pretty easy, unless you're me. And then you get one game. Now I want you to understand this, Senpai. I had one game. I had 7 fires, 300 total fire damage. Alpha 7 fires.
Now were you shooting at CV?
No, I was shooting at everything.
They must have been.
I was shooting at DDs. I was shooting at battleships. I was shooting at cruisers. Everybody had their fucking repair up, man. I was playing the Nelson. Pretty goddamn good fire chance on the Nelson.
Man, I found it actually really easy to get fires and things like battle cruisers.
Problem. Usually it's not too much of a problem. Torpedo hits, 20 torpedo hits. What do you think of that? It takes some time.
I mean, I mean, to me, like someone who plays a lot of mid to high tier, like these numbers are kind of like it's whatever. It's whatever to me. Like I can get withers in tier 7s. It's not a problem
Fine.
to me.
Yeah.
But for the average player, I do think it may be a little high. But then again, like the higher the bigger the challenge, the bigger the reward, and you're basically getting a free premium ship. So
No, well, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, the guns are fucking phenomenal on it, but it's a super glass cannon because you're gonna get touched like all kinds of crazy shit on this thing. It's got good AP on it. It's got good HE on it. It's got a heal. They took away the
now
smoke.
it used to have smoke.
And
It used to have smoke,
and it was a little broken. It was a little broken.
Oh,
Let's be fair.
God, it was
Did
so
I-
busted with smoke.
Dude, I fucking knocked the living shit out of people in that smoke. Just sitting there, just way too much damage for tier 5. I mean,
It was
we
ridiculous.
were doing 150,000 damage easy. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much for a cruiser at that. If you get 150,000 damage by the end of the game, fine, you've had a good game. But when you're doing it at 7 minutes in, fuck you. The boats are broken. But
It's pretty ridiculous.
But do you want to change it? No, because they want it broken.
I mean,
I'm just gonna
like,
keep
I honestly
needling
think-
that, man. I'm just gonna keep needling that in there. But what do you care?
Honestly,
you know what it's
I mean, honestly, I think that it would be very interesting if you made the player choose between a hydro
Give me some more
or
choices,
smoke.
man. Yeah.
Because
choices.
if you take away the hydro, you're not going to have that Belfast effect where you have the hydro and the smoke and you can dodge. You'll be surprised by the torps and you'll end up taking damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The heal is fine because that's British characteristic. But
right. Fine. I don't have a problem with the heal. And the hydro, keep it the smoke. Fine. You know, same thing.
Also,
That's what they could do with the
Zippy just
Belfast.
asked me a question.
This is actually the same thing that I was talking about the Belfast. Take out the hydro. It's fine.
Hang on, Zip just asked me a question about the Russian BBs.
We'll hit that up in a second here.
All right, gotcha.
Exeter. Anyway, you guys could go earn that. Naval battles is still going on continuously. King of the Seas over. Right.
International will be happening.
International's happening. All right, cool. Who won the U.S. server?
For NA, now this is a bit controversial because they're technically players from China,
Chinese,
but
yeah.
PWP beat 07 3-2. There is a bit of controversy, but that's all I will say about that.
I don't know about the controversy, and we probably don't want to air that on the show.
Yeah, it's a whole nother can of worms.
But anyway, congratulations to PWP for being victorious. 007 or is it 07?
07 came
07.
second.
Congratulations on second place. You guys 3-2. That was down to the wire. It had to have been a good series. I didn't get to watch it, so I was doing other. I was probably asleep. Let's be fair. I was probably asleep because that shit happens when I'm late shifted it. So, Ashitaka's on the rental. What do you think about these rentals, real quick, and then we'll go into the Q&A.
I think the rentals are a good thing because then people actually know what they're buying. It's kind of like it's kind of like when you go to Costco and you get those free samples, man. Like it's like, okay, it's like for example, you've never tasted taquitos before. You go into the Costco, they have taquitos on the sample. You take a toothpick with the taquito on, eat it. Hey, it's pretty good.
This is good.
You go and buy it.
No, I was hungry now. Do you ever buy those at Costco? Those samples?
I mean,
I don't
taquitos are
think
great,
I don't think I've ever bought a sample item like that.
Man, Costco keeps the cost low. You gotta hit that.
All right, there's a meme for you. All right, guys, let's go to Q&A. Guys, if you have any last minute questions, man, we're gonna take no more questions because we got a big old list here. Do you got any questions that you wanna address first? Go ahead and address that Russian battleship one.
All right, so Zipshot, you wanted my take on the Russian BBs so far. The Kreml and the Soyetsky Soyuz, the tier 9s and 10s they're quite powerful. They can tank very, very well. I do think that they do need to be slightly more susceptible to damage because there was a point where I was taking 5 million potential damage and surviving, which was pretty nuts. I had a game today. Oh no, I was moving. I had the chance to actually turn around and run away. Right. But I was charging down a flank and actually managed to go dark, turn around and run away, and I was actually tanked 5 million and survived.
That's awesome.
There was actually a point today where I was playing with Citizen and I went to the middle of a map with the Kreml and I deleted 3 cruisers and then became the subject to a ton of focus fire, and I survived much longer than I should have. And to be honest, like in my opinion, the Kreml and the Russian battleships are currently quite tanky, at least at 9 and 10. The 8 is it's got a big bow, so honestly, that's a little balanced. The Vladivostok it's
got
massive.
a big old nose on it, man.
And then the Lenin. Lenin, I really love the Lenin.
It's my fucking bae, bro.
I brawled a Yamato and an Alsace in the Lenin, and I dev struck both of them. I citadel both of them.
Everybody
to death.
Anybody that's ever hanging out in the chat knows that I love the front gun bouts because they're so fun to play because you don't have to open up to broadside. And the Lenin is just another example of this. And that middle turret, it's 360, boys.
It's a spicy thing.
I love
the mid tiers are all right. The mid tiers are all right. But one of the lower tiers, I can't remember, is the Piotr. That's super overpowered.
Is tier 5 is broken.
Oh yeah, it's definitely broken.
Tier 5 is broken.
It's totally broken.
Characteristics of these boats: at 12 kilometers, you get a accuracy buff.
Exactly. That also
No. Go ahead.
The flexing dispersion is very good as well, and with them modifying the dispersion on the Russian battleships to be a little worse at long range, a little better at close, I do think that's pretty good because, I mean, it adds something different. But the radar, the radar in all seriousness, bit of a meme, but can come in handy.
We were talking about this last night as well.
Don't discount the radar.
It was me and McCavity and I believe Mejas was in there piping in as well. I think the radar is useless. I think it's useful in one situation, and then when it's in that situation, it's broken. It's a broken game.
Yeah.
That 15 kilometer range in cyclones. That's like the only reason that this thing is good, is the cyclones. I honestly, it's not even. There's not even a point to have it. Just keep it back for everybody.
Or for spotting
else.
Carriers end game when you've broken through. I mean, the radar. It's still kind of like. It's a gimmick. It's literally just a gimmick, but it can come in handy at times. But usually on my Lenin, I will take a fighter plane instead.
All right, there you go. Also, I honestly thought that maybe if they want to take this at 15 kilometers, shorten the range or shorten the time on it, or give it back 12 kilometers like the cruisers, and then let it see cruisers.
Also, Willison actually made a good point. Battleships going dark. A lot of times, battleships will escape in clan wars. Due to cruisers missing, and this gives them a little extra time, which is actually really nice. So that could be something we could see. We haven't seen it in a Clan Wars format, so hopefully when the Kreml is released and it does come to grips with the competitive meta, hopefully we can see something of value come from that radar.
Dude, I honestly didn't even think about that. Honestly, did not think about him getting away. Oh, he's almost gone. But for the majority of the time, let's be fair, in randoms, it's not going to matter because they don't stop shooting. Nobody disengages in this game.
I mean, the top 3-4%, they have the incredible trigger discipline, but the majority, yes.
I mean, I'll stop shooting, wait my 20 seconds, go down, barring what's in front of us. But if there's a DD in front of me, you can't see. There's really nothing you can do. You might as well keep shooting, or you're just losing damage.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Overall, I think they're really good. I think this is an opportunity. It's another opportunity for Wargaming to go back and fix some of the boats. They released the German battleships with the shit accuracy and the solid secondaries, but then the French boats came out with better secondaries. So what's the point of that? If I'm gonna have better guns and better secondaries?
The Germans have better armor.
Now the Russians are going to come out and slaughter that. So what good are the Germans anymore?
The Germans are still going to be better at brawling because of the turtleback. The Russian battleship citadels are still a lot higher, so they can be dev struck by a drive-by.
German tank is a fucking joke in this game. Unless you're bow on in a German tank broadside, fine. I'm still popping you for 20,000, 30,000 damage. I might not kill you.
But a lot of that damage is still healable unless you take a citadel.
If I put 20,000 AP damage into you, you're not healing all that back.
Yeah, but you're still not. Yeah, but that's all raw pen damage. If you take a citadel, you'll be healing less. You can still heal a good portion of pen
At that point in time, if I'm that close to you, the game is pretty much over for you. Or the game is over for both of us because we're rolling in and trying to brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any problem in American battleship brawling a fucking German battleship. Germans are not good. And
Germans have their time and place.
All right, wait a second. Let me rephrase this. We talked about Stalingrad being one-dimensional. Germans are very one-dimensional. They have one thing that they're good at, and that's it. Over 12 kilometers, they're useless, and you end up floating around doing this until it's time to make your push. Floating around in circles. I made a little circly do with my hand. You can't see me what I'm doing, but but that's my own opinion. Now, a lot of people make the Germans work good. I don't personally care for them. I don't think they're tanky as they're good. Their guns aren't good enough. Their guns aren't strong enough. You end up taking more damage than you should. If they had 16-inch guns with some good pen on them, these things would be overpowered as fuck.
They do. The small guns on Grosser Kurfürst have an incredible rate of fire, and if left unchecked, they can be quite potent. There was actually a clan that used the Grosser Kurfürst against us in Clan Wars. They actually shoved the Kurfürst through an island chain in the middle of the map, and it was a large threat because we either had to choose dealing with the cruisers and the destroyer in front of us,
right,
or we had to divert our firepower onto the battleship through our flank.
You just said what he was doing. He was. What did you say? He was pushing. That's the only thing
he was pushing
that
through an island change.
That's the only thing that they're good at. Is the Germans. The only thing they're good at is pushing. The skill
They can
floor,
push
the
and they
skill
can tank
floor
if
on
they
these
need.
boats are brain dead. These are probably the most approachable boats for new players in battleships. Is the German battleships. German battleships.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying they're a lot more useful than you think.
Well, no. That's fair enough. I'm not saying that they're not useful and they don't have their place. I just say they're one-dimensional and they're not my play style. That's all I'm saying.
Of course.
Fair enough. I mean, people like them. People think they're great. They don't take a lot of skill to play these things effectively, because all you have to do is hit W and go. Maybe angle a little bit. Not very
pretty much.
Anyway,
I mean,
overall, Russian battleships fantastic. They're on their way out. But here's the opportunity. 12 kilometers is the accuracy buff. My opportunity is let's go ahead and fuck them with the Germans, man. Their accuracy fucking sucks. Their guns are so goddamn bad. Gneisenau, Bismarck, Tirpitz, they're garbage with their accuracy. How about let's do this? If you're going to go ahead and push in here, let's go ahead and you're going to give this thing 12 kilometer with its accuracy. Give the Germans 10 kilometer accuracy. Give them an accuracy buff. Make them even stronger. Give something to these Germans. These Germans have been power crept out of the meta, power crept out of everything.
That would actually be a nice thing to see. Scaling dispersion with the Germans. I would actually like to see that. That would actually be a really good idea. You should mention that to the devs.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm down for it.
Let's get it. Not only that, but let's relook. Let's reevaluate the battleships all over the place. Let's give them all different ranges of scalable accuracy. Because I don't tell you how. No. Listen, I can't tell you how many times I've been from 6 kilometers and straddled people. I hate that. 6 kilometers and I'm straddling broadside cruisers that are sitting dead still. Now, how much is that as me? Is my missing? No, I'm right on where I'm supposed to be, but I'm straddling the guy. You know, so let's look at it. Let's get different flavors, man. 6 kilometers for some of them, 8 kilometers, 10, 12. You've got 4 different lines. Why not 2 kilometer differences?
That would remove a lot of the RNG of a drive-by, but at the same time, RNG is a major factor in this game.
RNG
so I'm not
sucks
sure how
for battleships right now.
RNG
RNG sucks for battleships right now. There's something broke. I don't know. All right. I don't know if there's a broken mechanic in the game right now. How many times have you guys dropped shells on a dead still broadside fucking target and you fucking miss? As soon as he starts going forward, all of your shells are nice and tight. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with the game in the mechanics, and I don't know what it is. And I've asked, and everything. Oh, it's working as intended. Or I sit there and I send a clip into somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, that shouldn't happen." It happens all the time. And that's the RNGesus. And that's as frustrating as hell to play a battleship right now. Battleships almost aren't even worth it. I know people.
But in comparison to the salvos that happens, how many salvos do you land? Like, for example, a 6K plus AP salvo on target in comparison. So how many salvos?
We're talking about salvos or how many shells? Are we going to talk about?
No, we're talking about salvos.
How many salvos that I go out there and I hit only 1 shell from 6 kilometers? How many shells do I put on in the middle of the boat, upper middle of the boat, and I drop 4 shells short? I mean,
that's just dispersion.
This is more RNG.
Because if I look, for example, I'm looking at the main battery max dispersion on the Lenin. It's 234 meters,
It's not very big.
and like it's not very big. So technically speaking, you should be like having something like that. That's literally your guns. Once you see the triangle of death, you shouldn't be expecting anything.
6
Like,
kilometers. I shot at Massachusetts. 4 shells went into the front. 2 shells went behind it. That's 700 feet difference between that dispersion from 6 kilometers.
and what boat were you using?
Massachusetts from 6 kilometers.
Let's see. I'll pull up Massachusetts max dispersion.
Fine. Accuracy on battleships are wrong. I want some consistency in this shit. So if you do this, we'll get more consistency. The cruisers get punished for being sitting still broadside. Battleships feel like they get rewarded. Game moves on. Alpha dog. Battleships over cruisers. Rock, paper, scissors. Scissors, lizard, Spock. CVs.
I don't know if that. I don't think that I'm kind of disagree with that, because battleships technically have the highest alpha strike in the game.
Fine, fair enough. But I still should be able to get the damage when I should be getting the damage. I hit so many weird shots last night, and this is going on longer than I wanted it to. But either way, check this out. I hit so many weird ass fucking shots last night. At broadside targets, nothing missing. Soon as they turned angle, every one of my fucking shots hit. Broadside again, 6 shell hits, 7 overpins. 7 overpins on 6 shell hits. How that works, I don't know. No citadels, flat broadside on the waterline, pinning through citadels, which they said is not supposed to happen. Soon as they make an angle broadside, they go right through, pound it through their ass for 3 citadels and kill them. It's weird. They've changed something that I don't remember, because I don't remember missing this much. I don't remember playing these boats and having these broadside shell. Okay, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. This guy's dead. And wow, no damage, or fuck all damage.
Now, I would like to say, like, ships are supposed to have a chance at killing each other. They both have strengths and weaknesses. Right. Now, so cruisers have the attritional. They got the
ridiculous fire chance. Yeah, fine.
That fire chance is only seen because they have a higher rate of fire than a battleship.
No, that's fair enough.
That is the only reason that is seen.
No, that's
okay. that requires the battleship player to properly manage their positioning as well as their damage control party. Right. Now, if you selfishly use your control party when you are still in the line of fire of a fire breather, then I'm sorry, you deserve to be lit up. Because if you're going to position yourself in the area of a cruiser that is raining on you, and you have 0 support and you have no plan of escape, if you don't have an escape plan, then that's on the battleship player. In my opinion, fires are balanced. If you don't know how to control your DCP, and if you don't have the discipline on the R key, or know where you should be positionally to avoid an engagement that you won't be able to win. For example, if you're playing a Yamato and you get drawn in against a Henry and he's just kiting away from you at like 19 kilometers, lighting you up with his reload booster, you need to be able to know when, hey, you know what? I shouldn't shoot at this guy. I need to engage him on my terms. Don't engage the cruiser on his terms. Engage on your terms. Make sure the fight is one you can win on your terms.
That's a fair situation. But in a perfect world, that would be the way that you do it. But that's not a perfect world, right? It's not a perfect situation every time. And sometimes you're like, well, you should be helping. You should be over with cruisers, or you should be doing this. You should be doing that. Okay, fine. Well, I'm over there doing that. That guy gets a really nice shot, and one shot's my fucking cruiser. Now what? I'm fucked. So let's look at this dispersion versus fire chance. Do you think my battleship dispersion is fair versus how much times I'm on fire?
Now that's the thing that you can't. That's a thing you can't exactly compare together because of the rate of fire in comparison.
Fair enough. Well,
you can't compare that.
I mean, like I made a comment to in the Discord, and Octavian replied to it saying, "Fires are there to directly counter battleships." Fair enough. Okay, fine. I'll drop it. But now my question is, do you think the dispersion factor on battleships is fair right now? Do you think that you're hitting and getting rewarded the shots that you should be hitting? And are you missing the shots that you should be missing? Are you hitting the shots that you should be missing? And are you missing the shots that you should be hitting?
I'm hitting the shots that I should be hitting, be honestly. I was dev striking cruisers earlier today in the Kreml, and there were times where I'm like, you know what? As soon as a shot leaves the barrel and I notice my crosshair placement, I'm just like, oh shit, that's high. Those shots are gonna go high, and I do not get rewarded for that. Like even if the guy's sitting broadside, it's if my crosshair is sitting high, and as soon as the shells leave the gun, you should know if you're going to be getting a good hit off.
Right. But if
you look at the shells,
but if he's sitting,
and it's just like,
but if he's sitting dead still from 6 kilometers, and you straddle the son of a bitch, you're not being rewarded for that. There's a lot more of that now than I ever remember ever before. And there were, you know, and this is the same boats playing Montana, playing North Carolina, playing the most accurate boats in the game, and I'm still seeing them more and more and more and more. Anyway, let's move on. Just think about it, guys. Think about it. Well, I want to know what your guys' opinions are on this. Hey, dudes, I got a question. This has come from Oni. This comes off the Twitter. With the coming release of the is that the one you were talking about?
No, you just keep going.
Okay. With the coming release of the Russian battleships, what are both of your thoughts on the revival of the high-risk, high-reward playstyle? Do you think more BB lines should have citadels that can be more reliably hit to allow punishment for mistakes? Oni. What do you think?
Now, I see where he's coming from, because the high-risk, high-reward playstyle, it's what a lot of the top percentile of players play, because they've played this game for a while. They know the ins and outs, and they can read a map very well. They can read a situation very well, and 90% of the time they will come out on top of that. So if we see the high risk, high reward playstyles coming into effect, excuse me, I do think that seeing a lot of that will make for faster games and more movement heavy games. But you're still going to need that consistency from the original battleships that we have in this game. So I do think we will see a bit of a revival of that fast kind of flying by the seat of your pants style game. But I don't think it should take over the the entire meta.
I usually play a pretty high risk, high reward play style myself. I like the aggressiveness. I like being able to push. I like being up in the shit. I like being able to get myself into situations and have my guns reliably get me out of those situations.
I agree. There's no other feeling.
No, it's the greatest, dude. Drive by 80 grand, bam, 82,000, 90,000, one shot, 6 citadels. Let's go. Get at me. I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it.
Oh yeah, it's the best feeling when you watch that guy melt away.
It's the best feeling ever, and you know, motherfucker, you know, senpai, that you're getting this shot. You know you're gonna fuck this dude up. And then you miss everything from 2 kilometers and straddle him. You drop your shells short. It's a fucking bitch. Pain in the ass. Anyway.
At 2 clicks, I've had more. It's like where I shoot too early and I hit the auto bounce.
That was a fucking joke, man. Don't even worry about it. All right. I would like to see more high risk reward. I would like to see more people pushing. I would like to see less people sitting back at fucking 18 kilometers in battleships, not using their shit, and then bitching in the chat about, hey, you guys suck. Y'all ain't doing shit. Motherfucker's got 80,000 damage. All he does is set fires and missed opportunities to actually win the fucking game because he's worried about his goddamn self. Play the game to win, boys. Play the game to win. Mustang Man says, speaking of cruises, I just got a Demonies a couple of days ago. I posted my first and so far only game in it with screenshots in Discord. I don't know why that was a question, but all right. Congratulations, man. Hopefully it was a good game. I didn't look at that picture, so congratulations, bro, on getting the Demonies. I like the Demonies. It's good. Real Jerk says, where do I find out what captains are best for what ships, or does that not exist? There's a few special captains out there, John Doe, George Doe, and there's a couple for each line. And they have their own specialties.
There's the Zinemensky brothers.
Yeah. Any one of them that has the same last name are going to be the good on the same boats. That's it. That's the only difference.
Now, personally, I like to use my Halsey on my Alaska.
I think I have it as well. I might have taken my George Doe out there. I don't know. I don't remember. But it just depends. There's not too many captains out there, and if you just want to ask me when I'm actually out there, I'll look at it and I can tell you what it is. But I'm not looking at them right now, so I don't know what their bonuses are. But it's all. Thank you for the question, Real Jerks. Mr. Chess One says, "What's the best way to learn positioning? Die."
All right, so
play the game and be terrible at it for a while. Analyze what you've done, where you were versus what they were. Put that shit on the fucking mini map.
Also, with
no
positioning,
go ahead.
Good thing about it is if you have friends who have been in this game for longer than you have, ask questions. Literally just ask questions. Like, for example, like if someone's like, if you die early, be like, oh damn, sorry guys, well, how could I have played that better? There will be a little bit of salt in chat, but there may be someone that will actually give you like good feedback. So literally just asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask a question. Like if you want to come in to either me or Venom stream and we're talking about and we're breaking down positioning and or why we died, that's a great thing. Like we will literally answer any question you have for us, because I mean we're community contributors. We're supposed to be like that. We're here for the community.
Well,
we're here for you guys.
I know community
we don't
contributors
have
that
to
aren't
be
like that, but let me tell you something. Any streamer out here in World of Warship's worth of fucking shit, in my opinion, will go out of their fucking way to help out somebody who's asking questions, who wants to learn the game properly. Senpai will do it. I'll do it. Me, James will do it. B6 will do it if you ask him questions. Ask those people questions. Ask your favorite streamer questions. I know a lot of people don't like who I am. A lot of people don't like Senpai. But but you go out there and you ask these people, and if they give you any kind of other answer that, oh, you need to get good, those guys right there ain't worth your time. I'm telling you now, those people are, oh, you need to get good. I fucked up the other day, and I bounced 6 shells off of a freaking Alaska from point blank range, and I was so mad. But after I got over being mad, I analyzed, what did I do? Where did I go? And that's what
there was a game today. In my Shinonome. I walked out against a Massachusetts, and while I was laying smoke, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna walk against this guy. I'm gonna do whatever. And then like, he turns around and he APs me to death. He's like, well, I knew that was a mistake going into it. I got too cocky. Here's what I should have done. I should have waited for my smoke and then walked on him.
That's right. Start analyzing your games early. I started analyzing my games way early. Like, okay, now why? And of course, I also had help. My man Poulter, my man Ozimo. Both of those guys fucking helped me out way early on in my fucking Warships career. And they were like, okay, well, you did this. You shouldn't have gone around that corner. Watching myself on a Jingles video get shit on by some DD that I knew was there coming around the corner. I knew he was there. Hey, man, you know the DD's there. Don't be going fucking for that shit. You know he's going to drop your peds on you. I learned the hard way. I learned very quickly. So it's all about this Jingles vid has been like 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't have a link for it.
One more thing, and if you want to learn, once you die in a game, don't go right to port. Go through the positions that you were in to get yourself in that position and then died. Backtrack through your gameplay. Backtrack through, and then if you look at what happens, like, okay, you know what? Maybe this bite shouldn't have happened. Maybe I shouldn't have like tried to push the flank too hard. And you'll find out, like, you'll start recognizing situations as you go through your gameplay. It'll take a few hundred games, but if you recognize those situations, be like, you know what? I shouldn't be bowing into this shit. I'm out. Then you know. Then you'll start to realize that with the choices that you make, you will be seeing higher survival rates, you'll be seeing higher damage, and you'll become an overall better player. Don't get mad. Don't blame others for your mistakes either. That's a bad time. Well, be responsible for your own death.
Also, be willing to be okay. It's okay to be bad, guys. It's okay not to be the best player in the game. It's okay not to be on the top. It's okay to be shit. It's okay to fail at this game, as long as you're learning something. Okay.
Failing's the first step at getting good.
Yeah, there you go. You got to fail, guys. Got to fail. Willie Shan, I stopped at rank 5 because I was frustrated with hitting rank 5 12 times after 140 games, and I legit hate the game mode. Well, some people just don't like it. Some people understand. I understand the frustration. 515 games at the Tier 7 ranked season. This is why I hate Tier 7 ranked. DDs suck. DDs suck at Tier 7 for ranked season.
I mean, they've balanced out the Sims, kind of.
Well, the cruisers, of course, this is right after no smoke nerf yet. No smoke nerf.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that one Tier 7 season.
Smoke, yeah, that was the worst. I absolutely hated ranked season. Of course, a lot of other extenuating circumstances. I'd moved and, a lot of other things going on. A lot of stress.
I played the Saipan a lot during that season.
Yeah, I fuck you and hate you.
Love you too, Venom.
Mustang Man says, I waited too long to try to get past rank 5. When I did try, I was facing the same 15 players over and over. DD's playing Save a Star and not to win. That's also another reason rank season is very frustrating. People don't play to win. And you see this in rank, you see this in randoms, you see this everywhere. People do not play to win. They play to get the kills
play damage
because they think the kills are important. Sorry, guys, the caps are more important. The caps cause more, are worth more points than kills. Caps are worth more points than kills, guys. We'll say it one more time. Caps are worth more than kills.
No, I'd just like to say, Venom, with the choice between kills and caps, it is situational. Now, for example, there's 2 minutes left in the game and you're behind by the X amount of points.
Yeah, you might
and
kill.
Getting a cap and flipping that cap will take too much time. You probably have to go after the kill at that.
Yeah,
so
but if you play for the caps early in the game and you actually get a couple of these caps, maybe if you do lose, you don't lose. You're not behind.
There is getting the cap, but honestly, I think in early game, I do think that the beginning should be getting better trades on your flanks and then pushing the caps, because if you come out on the short end of a damage trade with your battleships and cruisers, there's no way you're taking that cap. And if you do, you're going and you die, you're going to be a detriment to your team.
Totally. But it also goes about what's that DD doing? Follow and shoot at what that guy's done. I tell you what, those last 7 games I played in this last rank season, I told them, guys, I'm going right here. Fucking shoot at what I spot. Shoot at what I spot, because I'm going to spot and cap this cap at the same time. So do it, and they did, and we won. So
it'll be a really cool thing.
You know what's funny is that a lot of people rage about the chat and how salty people are. How many people actually ask, hey, can you guys please shoot at this thing at the very beginning? Look, I'm going over here. This is where I'm going. I'm going to spot this guy, kill him, and we win the game. Kill those DDs in that arms race, and you win the game, hands down.
Exactly.
There you go. Ask them. Ranked are so cancerous. I'm playing the one game to get the free flags, and I don't care about this mode. That guy doesn't want. That's from 15_22. He doesn't care about ranked season, so I like.
Ranked is. I don't love ranked, but at the same time, there's nothing else better to do.
I love it, dude. I'm like Senpai. We've got every boat in the game.
Pretty much, man.
We played this game since. Well, you've played since closed beta. You've got 7,000, 8,000 games. I've got 15,000 games, 13,000, whatever it is. I'm looking for content. I'm looking for something to do. I'm looking for a reason to play, and rank season is my reason to play. That week or however long it takes me during that season. That's my reason to play. Okay, guys, we're playing ranked tonight. Playing for that Exeter. That's my goal. Let's get better at CVs. That's what it was last night. Have a reason to play. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I sucked. Mr. Chess says I sucked way too much to bother ranking out. It's stressful and people moan. Get out in 5 days or stress out. My thoughts on this, Mr. Chess, is like you're never going to be good enough for rank season if you don't fucking play it.
I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
This is fair. This is exactly fucking what a saying.
Wayne Gretzky, baby.
There you go. Ham Harold says, what do you think about the fact that most considered best battleship player in the game mechanically and tactically has switched to CV and now is also the best CV in the players of the world? I don't know who we're talking about. Who is this person? And
if we're talking about Gaishu, the guy was powerful in literally everything. He taught me how to Akazuki.
Akazuki's not hard. But
well,
fair enough.
Before IFHE, he taught me how to Akazuki before IFHE.
Yeah, well, I mean that's great. I'm glad. I really don't want to give anybody anything right now, but I'm going to. Good job, man. Congratulations on your 500,000. It's awesome. Super.
I mean, it is what it is at this point.
I want to have your babies. Come on, guys, have my babies. Maury. Willie said, on one hand, Timmy G is definitely a good, and I respect him in this sense, but I find it a bit tough to watch him when he does some really salty things. I'm not gonna read that the rest of that, but yeah, Timmy G's not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. Senpai's not for everybody. You have to take each everybody with a grain of salt and move on with your life. If you don't like them, don't be in their channel. If you don't like
We're not
me,
going to be perfect.
don't be in my channel. If you don't like Senpai, don't be in his channel. But if you are there, be constructive. Don't be negative. We don't need to hear, oh, you're a piece of shit. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, like I've had Venom. I'm pretty sure you've had people come to your channel. I actually had a couple people come to my channel.
Man,
like
I've banned so many
like
people.
when I was casting King of the Sea, and they're like, "Oh, you're garbage caster." It's like, well, look where I am. Are you casting?
I've come to the realization that a lot of these people that come in here and they want to talk shit or try to tell you how to run your fucking show drives me nuts. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been around. Senpai, you've been doing this for 2 years. You've been around. You know what you're about. You know what you're trying to. Yeah, exactly. You know what you're about. You know what you're trying to do. One of the worst things you can do is tell somebody what they're doing in their own show. I run my show how I want to run my show. I listen to whatever music. It was something stupid too. Like the guy said, your music sucks. Okay, well, fucking wait 3 minutes. The next song will come on. If you don't like that song, just wait fucking 3 minutes. No, it's all terrible. It's all terrible. All right, well, fine. Now I'm just going to put this on repeat just for you, sir. Thank you for your content. Thank you for the 5 minutes that it took me to figure something out. Anyway, Timmy G, fantastic player. He's not for everybody. You got to take the Twitch personalities with a grain of salt. There's some people that you don't like. There's some people that I don't even know who they are. So each one of them's different, and some people are for some people and some people aren't. Are you for? But Senpai, are you for scuba?
Wait, what do you mean?
Are you for scuba?
I don't know. Sorry. I do not.
He doesn't get the reference, but I'm for scuba.
Lost on me.
All right. Yours says which is most interesting because we've really seen relatively few Montanas in King of the Sea. Absence of CV is making the difference. Do you think the absence of CVs in clan battles are pushing Yamatos to the forefront?
I do not think so because in clan battles, I do not think that the lack of CVs is relatively pushed the Yamato to the forefront, making it more popular. One of the biggest reasons the Yamato is popular is because of its accuracy. It has the best Sigma in game for tier 10 battleships, and as well with the legendary module, you get more pinpoint accuracy. And when shots count, when a shot is a life or death situation for a teammate, the Yamato tends to be more consistent because of said module.
There you go. You have a fan out there saying that I love you, but your music sucks.
I mean, to each their own, man. It's all good.
Wait 3 minutes. That song's over. Let's see. I think the lack of CVs in clan battles, I think it's a good thing because we saw King of the Sea how dominant they were this time in King of the Sea. How dominant with fucking CVs this time with a midway.
They were definitely very influential on gameplay. The reason why Clan Wars will never involve CVs is because take a look at randoms right now. How much influence does a CV have on a game?
Hang on, before you finish that thought, you really think that they're not going to do clan battles with CVs?
They have too much influence. I do not want them to.
Now, I know the reason they said
the game way too much.
No, absolutely. I know they said in the past that the reason that they didn't have clan wars, or they didn't have CVs in clan wars when clan battles first came out, was because of the perfect spotting. You can see that, and now not only are they having the perfect spotting, but now they can fucking do damage to them while they're doing the same thing.
I do not think that they will. So going back to my original comment about CVs being in Clan Wars, no problem, man. It's just CVs have too much influence in randoms. Like for example, you take randoms, it's a 12v12 situation. CVs have a ton of influence. Now take that and break that down to a 7v7 situation. You're basically like percentage wise, the CV is now 1/7 of a team instead of 1/12 of a team.
Right.
They therefore will have even more influence on this game and on the game, and will be able to. And the better CV player will essentially decide the outcome or be at least a contributing factor to a team's outcome within Clan Wars.
Contributing factor because everybody's
it's way too much.
You think it's too much? It's like 50%.
It would be midway in Clan Wars would crush people, and not only that, we'd also see the end of destroyers in Clan Wars. The destroyers would be across the board pushed out of the meta.
It'd be
you
all
will never
Grazis.
see not even Grazis. You would never see
the Grazis can hang up to that
No.
Midway's dive bombers.
Why take a Grozovoy when you can take a Minotaur?
Well, a little bit less detection. I mean,
think about it.
6.1 versus 8 point whatever.
Minotaur has a higher health pool and has higher DPM than a destroyer. You can at least agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
And plus with the spotting, which is a destroyer's main job, like the carrier can do that anyway.
Now wait a second. Without a DD in the game, your DD becomes the Minotaur.
I mean, you don't exactly need like
Minotaur's
the thing
got
is
the
though
lowest detection of any cruiser at tier 7 or tier 10. Sounds good to me. I mean, I don't really care. It's not like I play clan battles all that much anyway. But do you really think that they're never going to come back? I think they've already tested it out with this last cross server platforming thing that they got going on with Clan Wars. They got CVs in there. You think that's the test? You think,
they tried it.
That it's going to fail?
They tried it, and from what I heard, a lot of the North American top clans were not using DDs simply because DDs get dunked on by midway dive bombers.
That is true. I mean, God, man, those things are so strong, man.
Like I saw a Citizen dunk a Gearing for 18k from full health. He almost dev struck the man. Like the man was gonna, like he was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life if he walked away from that, man.
He shot his dick off.
It basically, like, he's half the man he used to be. Hashtag Lance Armstrong. Jeez.
Yeah, it's all right for CVs to shit all over destroyers and randoms, I guess. Then I don't know. I still think tier 10 CVs are a little strong versus destroyers. I think tier 8s are okay. I think Lexington's a little overpowered right now, but tier 6s I think is pretty good. Tier 4 doesn't really matter. They suck. Tier 4 sucks, and they don't really have too much impact anywhere.
Yeah, it's okay for CVs to shit all over DDs and randoms. I disagree. I don't think DDs should be shit on in randoms, but however, if you overextend, you're kind of asking for it.
This is the same shit that I was talking about with the battleship AP. Dude, if you're under 10 kilometers, fuck you. You should be punished for being too close to me. Because you have the opportunity to drop 15 torpedoes on me in a Shimakaze for 1.5 million damage, where now I can only hit you for a maximum of, if I've got 4 guns, okay, pull 4,000 damage. Or plus, whatever, $5,000. We'll just call it $5,000. So where's the balance? Where's the balance? Where's the fairness? They're getting shit on. Yeah, it's a little rough for DDs right now at tier 10. And I agree. They need to do something with the damage on these midway dive bombers. A little strong.
Do. They are quite, but at the same time, honestly, nerf the dispersion. We're good to go.
I think it's dispersion and. Dispersion fix it? Well, there's still a bug fix. There's still a bug fix that has to happen, and that's the
fighters.
No, it's not even the fighters. It's the dive bombers right there toward the end, like between it's like 0.4 and 1 second. If you hit the speed boost on your dive bombers, your accuracy goes through the fucking roof on these dive bombers. On the very end of your run. So there's still a couple of bugs to work out of these dive bombers, and everybody's finding these exploits. So right now, how much of it is that CV being overpowered? How much of it is a bug? We don't know. Yami better in competitive at close range battles that are fought less often with so much HE power. The further away the Yamato is, the better. I really play it. I really suck under 10 kilometers in the Yamato. I don't know about you, but it just seems like the boat just stops working under 10.
Wait, the Yamato?
Yeah.
Under 10?
Under 10 kilometers, man, I can't hit a fucking thing. It's so inaccurate and so unreliable.
Under 10, I cannot say I've seen that issue. I've been actually smacking Yamatos and Musashis through the bow for Citadels, so I don't think I've seen that.
You're also talking to the guy who has 150 hits with nothing but HE, no IFHE, on a fucking Worcester for 1 fire. 150 hits, 1 fire. It's like 0.5% of fucking fire chance. So my RNG is terrible. Mr. Chess says, best Moskva dash Gearing Yami, worst Hindenburg GK Minotaur. I'm not sure what he's referring to here.
I'm not sure either.
I'm not sure what he's referring to here. I actually helped. I actually really like playing the Zhao. I have a good feel for it in my clan uses it. I hate playing the Stalingrad. I don't know if this is because how we were deploying it or how it was playing, but 9 times out of 10, I got primaried right away and ended up dead first on my team. He's talking about being in a Stalingrad. The Zhao is a long range. The Zhao, the French, and the Hindenburger usually play the pretty close to the same. Long range, HE spammer, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, throttle jockey, and trying to turn and shit out. Stalingrad is very easily focused down because it's one-dimensional and pretty much plays sitting still. Same thing with the Moscow. Which is why I'm not a big fan of them.
Usually, Stalingrads are, they're like, I don't know about you guys, but they're very high on the target priority. Basically, you see a Stalingrad kill on sight, all guns, because it is too much of a threat with its 2.65 Sigma to be left alone. If you leave a Stalingrad alone, you will be losing that game.
All right.
So, yeah, you gotta be sure.
Willie Shan says, question for Senpai in the Q&A. How do you line up and pick targets with your Implacable? I've seen you regularly pushing 160,000 damage in it. When I play it, the rocket planes are slow as fuck. And whenever I fly the carpet bombers, every single drop, cruiser, battleship, or even the other CVs, maybe get 2 pins and 8 to 10 shatters with no fires, and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, so the Implacable, it's a very, very finicky CV where with its strike squadrons, its torpedo squadrons, you get, I believe, the 4 strikes, I think? Hang on 1 second. You got 3 torpedo strikes, and then... Wait, no, 4 torpedo strikes, sorry, and then you get 3 dive bomber strikes. Now, when I go through target selection, I take a look at the team listing, and I will pick out ships that have low AA values. So, for example, I'm playing a Tier 8 game. There are 5 battleships. There are 2 Alabamas, a Amagi.
Give him a Tier 6. Give him a Dunkirk.
I'm talking about just like Tier 8s, just like a straight up Tier 8 game. Like if I'm playing, there's 2 Alabamas, an NC, an Amagi, and a Bismarck. My target priority is usually going to fall over to the Bismarck, even though it has a very, very, very good long range bubble. When you get up close, it tends to drop off. Now, Americans are known for AA, so it's kind of like, okay, you know what? Stay away from them until they've been kind of beaten up a little bit with HE. But usually picking lower AA value targets, as well as targets that are strung out, you will see a lot more success with your drops, as well as lining up. If you can't find any targets that are really strung out or low AA, getting an attack run in where you can literally, as soon as your drop button comes off a cooldown, come back in, drop on another target, like basically chaining attacks. Once you chain an attack, you will see a lot more damage. There was one point where I actually got 3.2k base in the Indomitable, where I chained my level bombers through 3 ships and had a combined like 6 fires.
That's nuts, man. It's all on your RNGs as well. Because I mean, we were hitting things in the Furious last night and just absolutely smashing 8-9 shell hits or 8-9 bombs. No fires.
Like Venom, if we're gonna play games after this, I'll gladly play my Implacable and show it off.
That's fine. I don't give a shit. We're gonna play. We got to get through the questions though. I'm gonna skip that one. That one doesn't have any relevance. Let's see. Little known fact about the John Bart Alsace Republican Bourgogne, highest DPM secondaries in the game, all are around 500k, outshining the Germans yet again. Bring the Germans back. Make Germany great again.
Wow. Yikes. The French do have very, very, very good secondaries. However, I do believe their module HP is much lower.
Steel campaign weren't enough to buy the bow of the Bourguignon or Stalingrad, so no, not sure if you've seen weak players in them yet. If anybody's ever played any clan battles, you'd only need like, I don't know, was it 4 or 5 wins to get a bunch of steel. And like, I barely played any of it. Of course, on the other side of it, I do play a lot of rank season. It's like I've got 10 grand out of the rank season.
Right here, I'll check. I'll actually check the Stalingrad leaderboards right now. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see someone with. Hang on. Let's see how bad this is gonna get.
When the Kronstadt, when I actually finally got the Kronstadt, I was regretting it. I'm not a big Russian cruiser fan. It's too slow. It's too singular player style, and it's not a cruiser for me. Just same thing with the Germans. I find them one dimensional. It's not play style for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand playing that Kronstadt, getting those stupid pins, getting when you actually hit something, and it's just ridiculous citadels at ridiculous angles. I get it. I understand why people play these things. I understand why people think that they're overpowered. Stalingrad's more accurate. I can't even imagine how many ridiculous pins. I've seen Senpai play this thing. I've seen ridiculous pins from across the goddamn board on things that you'd be like, what? How? So I understand.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that game when I got hosted by Wargaming on their birthday, and I did I think it was like 260K.
That's nuts.
But to say that there's people who are averaging 55K in the Stalingrad. So to be honest, it is getting into the hands of the lower skill base.
Yeah.
So
people are playing it. People are playing it wrong. People are like, yeah, it's over fucking powered, but they never realize that they've never really upped their game to that overpowered level. Let's see. Sandor says that he's been regretting getting the Kronstadt. He wish he would have saved his free XP for the Alaska. I say, why? Kronstadt was going away, never to return. Well,
now the Kronstadt,
it's not going to come back soon if it does return. Number one. Number two, the Alaska's going to be here for a year. You have a year to save up 1 million free XP.
Are we? Is that for sure? Is that confirmed?
No, the Missouri was out for a fucking year before they pulled it. Kronstadt's been out for a year before they pulled it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay,
so it's just assuming. Just assuming.
All right, yeah, repetition. The Kronstadt actually is a very, very good boat. I had a game featured by Jammin on his channel,
nice.
On his YouTube, and when the Kronstadt was first released, and at maximum range, Kronstadt AP and Citadel Montanas, and I was doing it consistently.
Oh yeah.
So if you want the Stalingrad, but you don't actually have the steel to get it, the Kronstadt's the next best choice, simply because the shells, the DPM, the guns, you may not be as accurate, but you will still get those hits.
There you go. The only thing overpowered about the Missouri is the credit generation. It's not about balance. It's about people making their credits too easy with it.
Not true.
Not true.
There is a module on the Missouri that actually makes it really fucking crazy.
God, it's nuts. Such a good boat.
It goes in slot 6, artillery plotting room modification 2, maximum dispersion of main battery shells, minus 11%.
So that's more. Look at the Iowa. What's that 6 slot? Does it have the same slot?
I do not think it has that. I don't think the Iowa has that. Let me give it a. Let me check it out.
Give it a look there. I know 5 people that quit, and 3 others, including myself, that have stopped spending money on the game since the CV rework has been instituted. But I think the balance with people coming back and playing CVs, we'll see if it lasts. I still think that the sample size is a little too low to see right now, and they also still have more plans on CVs.
It does.
To balance. Does it have the same thing?
Yeah, the Iowa does get it.
All right, there you go. I remember it was broken there for a while.
It was busted. It was busted as hell for a while.
Yeah. It was broken to where it would actually do the opposite of what it said it would do.
Oh yeah,
the numbers were.
We actually had to demount it. Oh, those were dark days indeed.
Dark days indeed, but still love the Missouri. I don't think the Missouri is overpowered because of the credits. It's a lot easier. No. You have a shit game, you still get 1 million credits. Whatever, I don't care. If you have a shit game in Musashi, you can still get 200,000-300,000 credits. That's a lot. You're not losing money.
The only real thing about the Missouri is, let's be real, radar on a battleship. The credits are completely secondary. That's great. That has a great economy. But let's be real here. A 9.5 kilometer radar at 35 seconds on a battleship.
It's pretty strong.
That is pretty strong.
I think in a tier 9, I don't play too much at tier 9. If I am playing tier 9, it's more like Kitakaze, let's just hold the button down. That kind of crap. But I think I officially have more kills with radar in the Missouri than I do at anything else at tier 9.
And I let me take a look at my Missouri games. There's a point in my WoW's career where I just hop on and play nothing but Missouri.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. That's exactly. There's a lot of people out there wondering how to get credits, and if you have a Missouri, just play that shit all day. Or
It's
if you don't have a Missouri, just jump into your premium ships and play those all day. Flag them up, camo them up, play that one day. That's all you got to do. And you'll make enough for that next boat.
I have 415 games in the Missouri.
I don't even know how many I got. I'm not looking at it right now. Let's see. Johnny Hughes says they are knee-jerk reactions. They're humans, and in impulse buys that contradict each other. He's talking about people that complain about I bought this. It should stay the same. We're talking about the GC.
Oh God!
And people bitching and moaning. We're like, I bought this. I'm like, I've got 4 games in it. I want it to stay the same. Do you have any respect for those people?
I mean, people who have the knee-jerk reaction without seeing the reasoning behind it, without looking at the numbers, if they do not have the data to back up their argument, their opinions should not, in my opinion, not be taken as seriously as those who have valid arguments.
Weighted a little bit different, but facts don't care about your feelings. Ben Shapiro. Southern Jovia says, I'm up to 800,000 experience for the Alaska. Mr. Chess says he's up to 700,000 experience for the Alaska. I really like the Alaska. Just something else. We'll talk about this. There's not too many more questions left, but I want to talk about this before we go, since we've gone almost 3 hours. It's awesome, by the way. Thank you very much, Senpai, for coming out. Guys, go check out Senpai's channel.
Anytime.
Twitch.tv/ViirtualSenpai with 2 eyes. Hit him up on his Twitter, @ViirtualSenpai. You can hit me up right here, twitch.tv/SirVenomIK and @Sir_Venom_IK. Now, we talked about the GC moving around and doing things and how they're not going to do it. My next question to you is somewhere similar on the same lines. We're talking about a little bit of inflation here. Missouri came out for 750,000 free XP. Alaska's coming out for $1 million. A lot of uproar about this. It's not even worth $1 million. Missouri, blah blah blah. They're coming. They're putting value on something that was the very first thing that they ever did that was free XP, which was 750,000. 750,000 free XP is a fucking steal for the Missouri.
Oh yeah,
I would have paid well over $2 million, knowing what I know now. I would have paid well over $2 million free XP for that fucking boat, and that would have been worth it.
Oh, for sure.
It would have been worth it. $1 million free XP is cheap. It's cheap. It does not take, dude, I'm telling you, we got a 24-hour stream this Friday, and I'm doing a test of not playing for 24 hours. We're trying to count the games, but barring crashes or whatever, we're not going to be able to keep track of how many games we're playing, but we are going to keep track of how much free XP we earned for the 24 hours. Last time we did it, we earned almost 300,000 free XP in 24 hours. That's playing premiums. That's flagging up. That's playing an Omaha, Murmansk, Marblehead for 3 hours. That's what we did last time. We earned 300,000 free XP in 24 hours. It can be done, and it can be done very quickly.
Yeah, especially because, let's take, before when the Missouri was really a lot, they didn't have these special flags released. All we had was the Papa Papas, and that gave 300%. Now we have these things here. I'm going to go through them all.
777. Here's the fucking Ouroboros, Hydras, yeah.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
The Leviathan gives all these bonuses plus 200% free XP gain. The Hydra gives 250. We go over to, let's see, the Ouroboros. That's 777%. We get all this stuff, and that's not even including camos. We go over to the Papa Papa. That's another 300%. We go into You go into the camouflages. We go into camos, and let's see if I have this one. Oh, I do have it.
Mosaics.
I do have it. Spring Sky, 777% free XP on top of everything. Now, if people say $1 million free XP is too much, well, maybe I say this in the nicest way possible. Maybe you should grind a little harder.
That's right. It's too much. But I don't even think that the people are complaining about how much it actually is. I think they're complaining about, well, I just spent $750,000 on this one. Free, dude, it took me a long time to grind out $750,000 free XP for the Missouri. I didn't get it right away. I didn't buy and convert. I bought and convert after the people were like, here's some fucking money, convert. And I'm like, well, all right, fine. Because that's what you want me to do with it. That's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
I think million is decent. I think 750,000 for a DD, $1.5 million, $2 million for a fucking battleship moving forward. I think that should be our base. And then we can go up
It's
and
way
down
too
from there,
easy,
depending
right.
on depending on how hard it is to get how hard it is to actually get 1,000,000 free XP. I think 1,000,000 free XP is a fucking steal for the Alaska too.
Oh my god, yes. It's way too easy.
Yep.
Honestly, I think there should be something instituted so the whales can't completely whale a ship. If for a free XP
Timmy
ship,
G.
a certain percentage of the free XP should be ground out.
I don't have a problem with them spending the money.
I mean,
Here's the
it's a
reason.
thought.
No, it's a good thought. It has merit, and I'm not going to knock you for it. All right, I like the idea. Fine, I don't have a problem with it for this reason. Timmy G whaled out the Alaska, $140 bucks. He whaled out the Alaska. Do you know what that does for us?
That pays for the game.
Not only does it pay for the game, but it pays for trips. It pays for their trips to
Right.
to Russia. They're all gone to Russia right now. It pays.
Yeah, they're
it
all in
pays,
St. Petersburg right now.
Exactly. It pays for trips down to the USS Texas so we can do fucking events. It pays for them to come over to fucking TwitchCon and come say hi to us. They don't have to fucking do that shit. They don't have to fucking do nothing for us. But they graciously are doing it. And the community is treating them like ass at every fucking opportunity. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I sit there, we get privy to a little bit more information than the majority of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And
what happened? Like,
you've seen these comments that are coming from Russia, from Sub Octavian and a couple other guys. I mean,
dude, speaking of Sub,
fucking love that
man's
guy.
just doing his job. I freaking love him. I had the personal chance to meet him, and he's the nicest dude. And what Reddit did to him was absolute, for lack of better phrasing, bullshit. Yep. This is why people I found that a lot of this community, not everybody is, but a lot of people are ungrateful for what the wargaming does for us and the show they put on for us. And I don't know, how many of you guys in chat support Sub and appreciate what he does? He did Reddit all on his own time.
Yep.
And he wasn't paid for it. He did Reddit all on his own time because he fucking cares about this game.
All right, we'll get off. I mean, we're community contributors, and we don't want to come off like we're just okay, well, you guys just need to calm down on wargaming, because I give them shit all the time in that fucking chat. I give them shit. This is stupid. Why are y'all doing this? Explain to me what y'all's mentality behind this change is. And they'll be like,
but that's healthy because we're asking why.
I'm asking why. I'm like, okay, Venom. They're like, Venom, shut the fuck up. This is the reason why. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And then move on. Last question here. Do you honestly think that Destroyer gameplay with a CV rework is still good and fun? Do you think that there should be some changes to make DDs bearable? And what do you think these changes should be?
I do think with the CV rework, Destroyer gameplay has changed. Mm-hmm. It's all the people who are trying to play it pre 8.0. Let's just say you're going to have a bad time. You must adapt to the way things are. It's given people are still getting into the groove of how destroyers are to be played in this meta. It's forcing players and destroyers to think a little bit more about hey, do I really want to make a dive for this cap? There are planes out there. It forces a player to think more, and I don't necessarily think thinking is a bad thing. You got to be able to process the tactical thought. Thinking is a great thing.
That's how they react.
If you can
to
think something and form. Exactly. And the fact that destroyer players, not saying all destroyer players, are up in arms, grabbing the torches and pitchforks to say, hey, we don't like this, nerf CVs, remove CVs from the game. The meta has changed. Riot does this all the time with League of Legends. They change the meta to where champions are really good, and the previously overpowered champions are now trash. The meta is constantly changing. Be glad that it's not Riot changing it literally every month. This is the first big major gameplay change that we've had in maybe 2.5 years. Third, yeah. Third. Well, you know what I mean.
Smoke change, AP change. Those are the other two. Those are the other two big. I'm sorry, 4. Stealth fire nerf.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I mean, it's a major gameplay change for the DD.
Right. So DDs, fun for fun.
Oh, one more. Hang on.
Yeah.
I said I'm sorry. I just had a word vomit thought.
Get your brain thing out there.
Tier 10 double CV, remove it. Make it only so you only get double CVs, tier 8 and below.
You know what? Fuck that. Remove double CVs 6 and below. Some of these tier 8 CVs are fucking strong. Very strong. And when you put 2 of them together at tier 8 and it's top tier, Those other guys don't have a chance at tier 8.
Well, a
Tier
double
6,
midway, man.
Double midway, double Lexington. I'm telling you, man, Lexington is one of the strongest fucking CVs in the game right now.
Nerf the dive bomber dispersion. We've got it balanced.
So there you go. So fun is in the eye of the beholder, just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Precisely.
What I find fun, you guys don't. What you guys find fun, I don't. I think the Massachusetts is a turd. Everybody fucking loves Massachusetts because they enjoy it. They have the fun with the trolley secondaries. And I build at the trolley secondaries, and I play it very well. I don't particularly like the play style. So I don't enjoy playing that boat. That's not fun to me. There's no skill involved.
Exactly. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, right?
There you go. So there you go, boys. There you go. That's what we got going on. That is the end of the podcast, Across Your Bow, episode 21. It was a long one, boys. Thank you for hanging out there, man. Sir Venom IK coming to you right here. Over there, on the other side over there, the beautiful Elon Musk-looking motherfucker. Twitch.tv/ViirtualSenpai with 2 eyes. How you doing, buddy? Did you enjoy
Great.
your time
Hey,
here?
you said this was episode 21?
Episode 21.
Hey, Venom, what's 9 plus 10?
A sock on the fucking door of the hotel. That's what 9 plus 10 is. Hey, there you go. You guys can hit him up over at Virtual Senpai with 2 eyes over on the Twatters. You guys can hit me up at Sir_Venom_IK over on the Twatters, guys. That is it. That's all we got, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow. If you guys missed any of it, you guys can go back and watch it. I will give you guys the YouTube channel right there. That is it for us. I guess we're going to go ahead and play a few games if you still got some time.
Oh, yeah. Let's